Hello, new record for lateness. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Oh dear, it's Crims Day, Eat Away, Ghost Girl Blues, Skulls Muggery, Tubis, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Maximus, Codename Iceman, hello. Codename Iceman, this is a fantastic handle. Hey, oh my goodness, yeah. Uh, so it was kind of, this whole thing. So, yeah, it was a soccer night, so that's always a bit of a scramble. And also, I'm briefly back home right now, but I was cat sitting Mr. Darcy, before, and I left some stuff there. That's why I'm this late. I was scrambling to find headphones because I left my earbuds at Mr. Darcy's house, and I did a test recording, and I can't tell if my mic sounds worse because of the bad headphones, the bad earbuds, or if it truly sounds awful. SH Dunn, aloha, good to see you. Yeah, let me know. Does this sound the usual? Because it doesn't sound the usual for me, and I don't know how to fix that. Volume sounds fine. Quality of recording sounds fine. Hopefully, I don't know. Lady Norman, Cosmic Void, Happy Crimson Tuesday, Seagull. Okay, good. So it's just these chintzy earbuds that I got for free, 5 years ago probably. Okay, good. We're good. Yeah. And so another thing about me kind of missing stuff today is I don't have the iPad for chat, so I'm looking on my phone. Adrian Bauer, Happy Crimson Tuesday. I did not catnap. I also am missing a nap. I went on a little vacation, and look at this. Look how bad this chroma key is. It's shameful. It's really shameful what's happening back there. Look how I don't think it's ever looked this bad. If I turn up the light, is that going to help at all? This is ridiculous. Okay, that's as high as it goes. If I turn it down, does that get better? That's getting worse. What on earth? I guess yeah. The higher I put it, the harder that shadow gets. But I don't know. Just that one? No, that one. No. Okay, that's our best one. Mr. Darcy has a swag. I saw it on the movies. Pemberley. Hey, Journeyman, happy Crimson Tuesday. Seagull, no one's judging my chroma key. It's the worst it's ever been. And I have no reason for that besides hectic. Yeah, I did, we're gonna take a look at some, vacation photos, which is everyone's favorite thing to do. But, yes, I'm very excited to show you some specific ones. And then we're going to Enpantify a Pantsmo sprite. And I don't know if we're going to get to key art because Dan is on deck to join us tonight. And I started so late that, we only really have half an hour before we have Dan on to check in with. So, developer update. I was on vacation, so I didn't do anything. But there is a bit of a developer's update that I guess I can share. I was trying to decide whether I should even say this or not, but there's no reason why not, and there's no one to tell me no. Oh, it's your region, Lady Norman? Are you a Haligonian? Hey, ZRN4, happy Crimson Tuesday. You need the sodium filter that Disney lost to get a proper key. This is the worst. Anyway, it's fine. What was it? Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I might as well just say, I've made my arrangements with GOG, and I'm going to try to figure out how to work with, upload my stuff. It's all signed and everything. So I guess it's kind of official that I'm going to put the game on GOG at some point. But, I need to figure that out. Oh, Annapolis Valley, yes. Adrian Bow. Does Nancy have an evil twin named Pansy Corn Syrup? Edmund Detour, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yes, I've made my peace with GOG. Yeah, GOG, yeah. So, yeah, everyone's very busy. They just came back from Gamescom. I totally get it. So, yeah, everything's all signed, and now I have to, figure out how to actually put the thing on their thing. That's my project for this week, I guess. That's the developer's update. Go, Mansama, happy Crimson Tuesday. But yeah, let's get into it. Not very much time today. And yeah, after this, so interspersed with the Halifax and Nova Scotia photos are Mr. Darcy photos, because Mr. Darcy's like the cutest cat ever, pretty much. So we're gonna. I slowly made friends with him, and it's been a very rewarding experience. Because I have visited my friend, and Mr. Darcy, and Mr. Darcy's kind of timid and will hide in other rooms and under the couch and stuff. And now we are well and truly friends, and it's been a wonderful development. Okay, let's just get into it. Hey, Evil Tentacle, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, first things first. Well, why don't we take a look at vacation photos? Everyone's favorite. Hold on. Let's see. So, let's just open up something. Let me open up an asset that we're gonna work on today together. It's been a mad scramble today. Where are those? JM. Streaming stuff. Twitch stuff. You can't see anything yet, don't worry about it. Pants, folder. Okay. Well, okay, why don't we just do a brief... I'm very proud. So I'll open up this one. I don't feel particularly ambitious today. So I don't know what we're going to get into, but... it's definitely not going to be the Sputnik satellite. It's not going to be that. I don't have it in me to do that today. Okay. Hey, Mug Monster, happy Crimson Tuesday. You know what? Yeah, let's just let's be unambitious and let's pants something easy to pants. But I'm just gonna open up these things so we have a nice little. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. Oh wow, I just killed it. I killed it because I didn't have my hand on the microphone button, and it just went away. Mind over matter. Okay. Let's open up that folder then. Oh my gosh. I hope it's not gonna be one of those days. Okay. Oh, Tubus, yes, you gigantified an emote. I just realized that. That confused me, but I'm on mobile, so I thought that was a mobile thing. Gary Ankles, happy Crimson Tuesday. Oh. Okay. Let me open up this folder that I have prepared. And you know what? I have not really I usually take the time to like comb through and like revise these photos. So there's way too many photos in this, and we're just gonna like buzz right through them together. Okay. And so I apologize for that. But you're just gonna have to deal with an excess of photos this time around. Yes, a gigantify feature. I just realized. I didn't know what that was. I don't know anything about this stuff. Okay, here we are. Oh, wait, come back, Mr. Darcy. This is Mr. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's Mr. Oh, come back. See how squirrely he is. Okay, this is Mr. Darcy, and this is one, hiding under the couch. And he's all scared, and I get it. I'm a new person. I'm a stranger. So. And you can see him. There he is, on top of the shelf, regarding me with great suspicion. This was day one. He still likes to go up there, but he looks way more relaxed now. Oh, and I ordered myself sushi, and it was incredible. So you don't really have to see that, and it's flipped. There we go. It was amazing. Because sushi's amazing. I love that wakame salad as well. We are spying on each other. I was afraid he'd jump on my head, but that just never happened. Here he is looking suspicious again. Oh, nice. A journeyman. Nice. Oh, yeah. I'll take that. That's a positive reaction to sushi. He's doing some eavesdropping. Gary Ankler says, it's a truth universally acknowledged that a single cat something. Yeah, I'm not familiar. I hope there's nothing like incriminating or doxing in these photos. I don't think so, but we'll see. And here, yeah, we're starting to get friendly with each other. Look at his little pink nose. How precious is this? Okay, good. Muck, yeah, I do like Mucky. And look, he's looking a little bit more chilled out now. Look at his little paws. He is such a cute little nose. And look at those green eyes. What a beauty he is. Ghost Girl, yes, just catting. He's a good boy. Oh, look, we are making friends though. Look at that little nose. How precious. Okay. Yeah, this is like, yeah, this is supposed to be, Halifax and vacation photos. Yeah, his body language is slowly changing. Now he joined me on the couch, which I thought was a significant development. Yeah, Nicholas Patton, good to see you. Nicholas Patton has redeemed Julie plays Biominus for 10 minutes. Fantastic. Perfect timing. Look at us together. Yeah, his eyes are gorgeous. Okay, we're gonna play Biominus. Thank you, Nicholas Patton, for the redemption. Let's do this. Let's do it. Turn this music off. Show and tell. Okay, let's get this going. Oh yeah, and we're not playing Chamberlain Side Mutant Priestess anymore. I played it. I played it to completion with a walkthrough the other week because I was not having it anymore. But you know, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. I'm glad I got through it. But I don't think I would ever. I don't think my brain was prepared for it, and I don't think it ever would have been. Okay. Let's open up this sound DOS box. I think I only have one DOS box open today. Okay, so good. Pump up the volume a little bit. It's a 4. Let's change our tag to Biomenace. This might be a doomed run. Like we probably don't have enough lives. Aww. Seagull says, I saw a video where some people painted their living room green to match their cat's eye color. That is very sweet. I mean, I came back from Nova Scotia yesterday. So I spent like 4-5 nights there, I think. Anyway, we'll get into it. We're still looking at cat pictures. Okay, we're just gonna do some menacing now, though. It's on the menu. Okay, how's the music level? Hey, Retro Homebrew, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Just in time for some retro. Is that too obnoxiously loud, or are we good? So good. Okay, September 3rd. I only have 1 life. This does not bode well. Little quiet, fantastic. Okay, I can pump that up easy. Okay, there it is pumped. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work out. I might have to replay the whole game. Oh shoot! That's not a good start. Okay. Let's get ourselves acquainted here. Oh yeah, I remember these guys. Oh yeah, these guys I don't think... Oh my gosh. Okay, oh wow, instant death. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, time check. 9:10. Okay, we have 9 up to 9:20 at least. We're gonna be playing. See, these things I don't know what to do with those. Besides, just let them hit me. Okay, if I could just. Oh nope, that doesn't work either. Are they just not hitting me at all when I crouch? I know those are ammunition, but they look like lipstick to me. Oh, I can grenade them? Okay, but... okay, good, I do have grenades. See, the upgrade of grenades are like the ones that just stay where you put them, and I just don't think that's an upgrade. I only have 1... Oh, I have 0 lives now. Yeah. Blake is not long for this world. Okay, which is the throwing of... I mean, okay, that's that one. Okay. Let's enter. Oh. This is not good. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, It's over. It's game over. Game over, man. It is lipstick or anklets. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, we have a problem. You know what? Hey, Fearless Flyer, happy Crimson Tuesday. I need practice, right? So this is just practice. This is a doomed run, but this is practice. I'm cool with it. I need to get so much better at this game. This is serious stuff. Oh, see? See, already. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh. Progress. Progress. Right? Okay, okay, okay. Oh, nice. 3-stream streak, Nicholas Patton. Oh, ouch. I did it to myself. Nicholas Patton says, this streak message has been brought to you by a lone shoe in a candy store. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, Mudbound Dragon, happy Crimson Good Tuesday. Hold on, let's give this a pause. Give you a shout out. I can do this on my phone. Thank you so much for the raid. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday. What are you up to today? I don't have anything that will tell me what you did, what you were up to. So you could say anything, I suppose, but you know. Mudbound Dragon. And this is not populating fast enough. I'm just going to have to spell it. I'm going to do this the hard way. Good to see you. Mudbound _ Dragon. Greetings! Okay, so let's just catch up a little bit. Hello, Tapir, 2342. M Audio, Game Dev Jeff, Doddle, Roger Dev. Oh, I see. Okay, Mudbound Dragon says, hi, allegedly I was doing retro game development, mostly accomplished nothing. Hey, look, I know what that's like. Baby steps. Baby steps. Pro Puke, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Right now, we're gonna get into vacation photos, and then we're gonna do some EGA sprite work ourselves here for a kind of a retro game. So this is perfect. And then we're gonna join my musician Dan, and we might do some stuff with Dan. Oh, Mudbound Dragon says, by the way, the Crimson Diamond looks awesome. I'm going to play it when I get some time off later this year. Fantastic. Good. And Nana Banana Nan. I don't know if Nana Banana Nana Nan, I believe. And Nathir Kassam, happy Crimson Tuesday. Mud loves positively ranting about Python. Is in a good way. I don't know anything about Python. Yeah, we're playing. This is a points redemption to play 10 minutes of Biomenace at a time, and we've gotten through the first 2 episodes of Biomenace. We're on the 3rd one. I don't know how far we are. We're on Robots Attack. I don't know what part of the game this is, but we only have 1 life, so we're doomed. But thanks for joining us. Yeah. What kind of retro game are you making? Nope, that's not going to help with anything. That made it worse. Oh. The sprites that we're painting. Oh, precious. Oh. Yeah, the sprites that we're painting is for a reskin of Cosmic Adventure. I'm going to save that. I'm going to need it later. Called Pansmo's own. Oh, hey. Pansmo's Pantaloon Adventure. So that's kind of fun. Okay, what do we got? Mudbound Dragon says, it's a little turn-based tactical thing in Pico 8. Oh, I love Pico 8. It's so adorable. I've always kind of wanted to try something, to make something there. Whole game is less than 32 kilobytes. That's precious. Just been a hobby passion project for a little while. There's something, it's so... The interface for Pico 8 is so appealing. Oh, this is gonna take more? Alright. Sweet. Oh no! Is that do I get friendly fire? Okay, there's the med kit still. Okay, I'm gonna need it after this. Okay, good. Hey. This is going well. Let's see, time check. Okay, so I was talking a little bit, so we're gonna add a little bit of time to that. So we have like 6 more minutes of Biomenace before we get back to looking at cat pictures apparently, but Mr. Darcy is only part of the, he's not really, I didn't take him on vacation or anything like that. Oh, hey. Okay, oh no, medkit. Alright, I'm gonna grab this medkit and then catch up on chat. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, Mudbound Dragon says Pico 8 is super comfy, yeah, really fun platform to work with. M Audio says, I was just saying today that Pico 8 interface should be on a shirt or something. My game is, I think, when you like unzip it, I think it's like about 200 megabytes or something. But 32 kilobytes. I love like when games are just little tiny things. And yes, ProPuke, this game is made by Apogee, and this is using the Commander Keen 4 engine, I believe. So yes, you're a totally. This is, well, I guess this would be Commander Keen's nephew, maybe. Yeah, and yeah, I only play EGA stuff here. Like the Biomenace Redemption is EGA platformer, and on an art stream night I will play like an EGA adventure game. And last week we actually finished Chamber of the Cymutant Priestess by Air Informatique. That game was incredibly surreal and a real trip, as they would say, I suppose. But tonight we're going to be possibly joined by Dan, who is the musician who made the music for the game. Oh, I forgot about you. Ow. Yeah, who made the music for the game, Crimson Diamond stuff. And actually, oh, that doesn't work. He actually released the soundtrack on Bandcamp, and I should have a link for. I should have a link for that, but I don't. Really? Am I just not getting it? No, it just took a lot. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, hey, you got it. Oh my gosh. I like how books are 800 points. English, does Keen get married? Does Keen have a sibling? Wasn't BJ Blazkowicz or whatever his name is a relation to Commander Keen? But I don't know if which one came before the other one. So it's very possible that Commander Keen is a father. Oh, Goldman Simon, thank you for buying the soundtrack on Bandcamp. On Bandcamp Friday. Yes, thank you for the Bandcamp link, Evil Tentacle. Yeah, isn't that the case? Like, but what is it? Someone help me. Who knows better? Isn't Commander Keen related to? Is it the Doom guy? Who's he related to? Some action guy. Okay, Blazkowicz is Billy Blaze's grandfather. Hey, Amadio, good to have a good night. Thank you for dropping by with the raid. Okay, BJ is Keen's grandfather. Keen is generally accepted to be great, however many grandfather of Doom guy. Okay, so Keen was a dad and a grandfather. Okay. I get frantic when I see these guys. I see you. Right. This music is very cheerful. I'd like to think that this evil lab just has this music piping in the background. Hey, Dandy Alexander, happy Crimson Tuesday. I'm glad you've been enjoying the Crimson Diamond. I love seeing people stream it and stuff. Although I've been away, so I haven't really got to catch many people doing it. But I love seeing it. Oh my gosh, no more of those. I don't have any more. Oh, I was doomed. Doomed from the start. Yes, the soundtrack is out, Fearless Flyer. That Bandcamp link that was posted up above. Up on the above. Yeah, and actually Dan mastered or remastered some of that on stream. Live on stream. And it's beautiful. It's a really cool soundtrack. There's like 40 plus minutes of music and some musical stingers and stuff. And Dan is still planning on making a MIDI floppy disk version at some point, but like we're both busy. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But he did buy the discs and he did buy a disc duplicator. So it's gonna happen. Okay. I guess I should take this ladder. Yep. Hey, did they kill each other? Alright. Alright. These grenades are so satisfying. Oh. Oh, good. Oh, you listen to it for your drive. Fantastic. Hey, Joe is here for you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I've noticed that you've been streaming it, and I've been away. I've been on vacation. Oh, ow, my face. I've been away, so I haven't been able to like check in. Oh, check in. But it's always nice to see, and I just need to check out VODs and stuff. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Yeah, I feel bad because I've been bad about checking out VODs, and I know Limmy played it like, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago maybe by now, and I haven't watched that one, and that's first on my list. Oh. But I will get into it. Like, this is gonna be like my first work week back, but like the first work week back, I don't even know I'm doing this. I should just rescue the guy. My first work week back is my first day is this Tuesday. It's Crimson Tuesday, which is mostly just doing stream stuff, prepping for stream, and then doing post-stream stuff. Yes. Watch out! I've detected large amounts of radiation in the next level. What am I supposed to do about that? I don't even have sleeves. Mudbound Dragon says, "Oh, stupid question. Is A Maple Mystery the original title of the Crimson Diamond, or where did that come from?" A Maple Mystery happened because I was trying to think of like a Twitch handle when I was starting to stream on Twitch, and I didn't want to call it Crimson Diamond because I'm like, after the Crimson Diamond, I'm gonna probably want to make more games, so I don't want it to just be called that. And then I'm really bad at naming stuff, and that's why it's called that. I have no other reasoning behind that. Yeah, let me play it. Joe's here for you. I don't know if his VOD is still up on his channel or whatever, but I gotta watch that. It's funny because I was scrubbing through it just to see how far he got, and then at some point he took one of the sound effects in the game and started like making a musical track with it, which is and that was pretty great. The Ocean Phantom, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yes, thanks, Science Lady, for the radiation. Like, I can't do anything about that. I don't know. You have anything to offer? Do you have some iodine pills or something? Yeah, I had lots of horrible titles. One of them was the girl with the what was it? It was like the girl with the pearl earring, but it was the girl with the diamond herring. Because in the intro you see a lake herring, swallow the diamond. That was awful. There was going to be a time where it wasn't a garnet mine, it was going to be a ruby mine, so I was going to call it the Corundum Conundrum, which is terrible. I have like a notebook full of terrible names. I don't remember them anymore. I just remember the worst ones. Just really generic, like Adventures Up North, or I don't know what. Very bad. Very bad. Hey, Tika, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, Seesaw Ranger. Yeah, exactly. Coming up with a good internet handle is hard. Yeah, especially when one has a few 100,000 users. Yeah, it's tough to grab something that you kind of, don't mind. And yes, Pro Puke, I need radiation sleeves. I don't think that's going to be in any of these, behind any of these doors. Yay, Puzzle X 51, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, I'm bad with names, generally. So it's good that this came out okay, and this name is fine. Look at all the riches. Okay, we are past time with this, but I'm probably gonna die at any moment, and when that happens, that's a good natural end. Okay. You wish the scientist lady had like a med kit on her or something. Goman-sama is a great name. Was it ever, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot asks, was it ever going to be Nancy Maple and the XXX? I know, but I was thinking about just tagging on like something like the Crimson Diamond and Nancy Maple mystery on the end, but I'm like, it's too long. Whatever, it's fine. Hey, Roger Dev says, gotta go. Have a nice stream, everyone. And thank you, thanks for coming in on the raid, Roger Dev. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, it's like fine. But for my next game, my sequel that I'm planning, I already have a name. I have a name that I might want to use. It could change possibly, and I might. No, that wasn't fair. Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replay some of this game. Yeah, a Maple Mystery is ambiguous, so that means that could That could apply to any of the things I want to do. But let's see. Okay, I'm not going to load, but let's see. Where did I still have decent amount of life? 4. Okay. July 16th, I had 4 lives. Oh, 5? No, that's a bit too far away. Cyborg. Okay, okay, mutants attack. Mutants attack. So maybe I have to redo this part. And then try not to die so much. Anyway. We're going to move on. I mean, we're not going to move on. We're going to move back to what we were doing, which is like looking at pictures of Mr. Darcy and seeing how cute his little pink nose is. That's what we were doing. So let's get back to that. And also, I don't even know if we're going to get to impensify something tonight. But I don't know. I don't know if Dan is around and what time Dan is going to come join us. Okay. Back to Mr. Darcy. And there, we should be back. Yeah. So here's me and Mr. Darcy. He joined me on the couch, and I found there's a significant turning point in our friendship. Look at that face. Look at that face. Okay, next. Adding pants to music. Yeah, I don't know how to. I would have to ask Dan how to add pants to music. Okay, this is in Halifax. This is the first place I got any food from. It was called Zena's Bread and Butter, and it was a bakery that had incredible pastries and very good coffee. Yes, yeah, Puzzle X51. Cat City is going very well. We are well and truly friends. And when I got back from Halifax, I was afraid that he wouldn't forgive me for deserting him, but we were cool still. And I'm heading back there tomorrow to go back into cat sitting because I need to cat sit until the end of the week. Oh, was I, Tika? I didn't realize. I didn't realize you're out in the Maritimes. Yeah, it was hard to get Kitty on camera before. Now Kitty is everywhere, bumping his head against my leg. It's adorable. Second account, Hyper Crimson Tuesday. Yes, so this place you can see there is ube, purple yam croissants. So you can look at that beautiful purple that's on that. And the strawberry ones as well. I didn't actually try any of this stuff. I actually had breakfast here. So this place was, I think, like a Filipino bakery. They had these ube iced lava, ube dalgona, which is what I had. It's coffee. It's a double shot of espresso with ube whipped cream on top. It was fantastic. You'll take one of the purple croissants. Yeah. So I only had one of these, but look how good these look. Look how good these look. Look at that strawberry matcha drink. It's incredible. Okay. And look, so here it is. Look how and it was not too sweet. Thank you for the follows, by the way. It was not too sweet. It was actually quite good. And I bought, so they also had lunch foods. I got a beef bulgogi sandwich, and it was so good. So it was Korean Filipino built, because it was, There was a Filipino, who eats ube stuff? I don't know, maybe it was just Korean. Metal Man, no, it's not going to be a food stream. I have very few, there are a few food pictures, but not very many. Oh, you found ube pancake mix? Fantastic. Frozen pureed ube. Yeah, I associate with Filipino as well. So maybe it's Filipino Korean or something. I did, Tika. I did. So there's pictures of that as well. And here is the incredible purple color of the ube whip cream. So good. And here's me and Dan. One of the reasons I went out to Halifax this time. One of the reasons I went to Halifax was Dan was playing with Sean Paul at the Scotiabank Theater. I think it's called Scotiabank Arena, Scotiabank Theater. And I was like, hey, why don't I go? Because I have some friends that I could meet out in Halifax. And Dan is going to be in Halifax too. So why don't we just do a combo thing? Yeah, ube is, it's like it's a purple yam. And it's very tasty. It's I think, probably pretty healthy. Although maybe not when you make it into whipped cream. But yeah, so it was really cool to see Dan again. And here's Dan. There's Dan rocking out on the left. And we were standing just backstage. Oh, I should turn the music back on. Yeah, Atika, it was a night. I needed to just have a bit of a vacation, I think. And it was really good. Of course, vacation, you find when you get back from a vacation, you need a vacation from your vacation. Because I am a bit tired, but it was incredible. I really needed to disconnect and stuff. Last time you in HRM, you ate a wrap from the Iron Rooster. HRM? Lady Norman? HRM. And there's our Sean Paul. And we have, so I do these weekly recordings for a YouTube channel called the Level 0 NPCs. And we're currently playing through the Crimson Diamond at a snail's pace. And those come out on Saturdays. And I'd never met them in person before, the Level 0 NPCs. I've been doing these recordings with them for more than a year, I think. And I was like, hey, these, Dan's going to be in Halifax, and my friends are going to be in Halifax. Well, they live in Halifax. Why don't I go visit? And I can take them backstage, and they can meet Sean Paul and do all that stuff. Oh, yeah, and, okay, thank you, Edmund. Okay, Dan is live. Okay, so we're going to buzz through these photos as quickly as possible, and then we're gonna join Dan. But yeah, it was really cool that I got to meet them. This is also something. So this is Edge magazine, and this is their September or October issue. I don't know, but they review the Crimson Diamond and they gave it an 8, which is fantastic. Yes, Dan is live also. Okay, Dan. Yeah, I'm gonna speed through these photos then. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. HRM is Halifax Regional Municipality. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. So this is this, and I need to get some copies of this. So this is another place I ate at, Cafe Taiyaki. This is Korean Japanese dessert cafe. They had coffee, I had iced coffee, and they had taiyaki, and this was incredible. This was a savory taiyaki that had like pork with gochujang and cheese, and it was amazing. Look how crispy, it's crispy and delicious. They brush it with something like sweet and savory at the same time. So good. Hey, Art Burkles, happy Crimson Tuesday. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that it's reviewed well. It launched well. This was so good. Yeah, this was like a crust. Okay. We're gonna try to look how thin that is. I can't even. This was the best. This might be the best thing I ate the whole time. I did not look at Goma-sama at the EG Coast, and I actually did get an actual taiyaki. Usually taiyaki is like a pastry that's filled with red bean. So I did buy one of those. I was too stuffed after I ate the first one, but I ate this one later. It was so good. I actually like this. The savory one was better. Anyway, moving on. Here's some beautiful Halifax architecture. Okay, so we did have Donair. We went to Tony's for world famous pizza and Donair. We had Donair. We had this thing. Apparently it's supposed to be one of the best places. Here is the storefront, established 1976. Here's the Donair. It was very delicious. Yes, Halifax Donair, you have to. Here's some more architecture. This is Point Pleasant Park, which was very lovely. And here's some crazy shipping container things with incredible colors and lights. Buzzing along. These are apple fries. And they're incredible. They don't look like apples, do they? They were incredible. This actually might be the most surprising thing I had in Halifax. I guess you could kind of think of apples as kind of like potatoes in consistency. They were so good. They're incredible. I don't even know what else to say about them, but they're amazing. There's like some caramel sauce on them and, cinnamon and sugar. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so here are the levels of NPCs. Well, not all of them. Luke was not with us, but Alex and Matt were, and here we are enjoying Euros at Tony's. They're coated, I don't know what they coat these in something. It's incredibly delicious. Double Dot, happy Crimson Tuesday. Donair is delicious. Okay, and here is, we took this picture just to show the incredible height differential between me and Alex, because Alex is like 6'6", and I'm 5' nothing, so I come up to his elbow probably. Yes, exactly. Pomme de terre is the French word for French. I guess it's not a word. French term for potatoes. Oh, you get them in New Brunswick as well? Nice. And here we are recording an episode of the Levels of our NPCs that did come out last Saturday. Yeah, here's the recording that we did. The audio wasn't super great, but we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. And this is Maud Lewis's house. Maud Lewis is a famous folk artist, Nova Scotia folk artist, painter. And I had been to this before, but it was really wonderful. Like, this is her house. This looks like a dollhouse. And it's a beautiful, like, she has this beautiful, natural, like, naive style. And here is her front door that she painted everything. Here, they actually took her entire house and preserved it. And here's some of her work. Yeah, so this is the 1950s and everything. This is not Maud Lewis, but this was also at the art gallery. This might be my favorite painting that was at the art gallery. The back there is actually silver. Like they applied silver to it, and it does something really magical to this, and I can't even really explain it. But anyway, moving on. Dan is live. We're moving on. Maud Lewis. Yeah. So I didn't take a lot of pictures of that, but anyway. Yeah. So here it is. There's something about this that I love so much. The way that the light is treated. It's so painterly. Yeah. So this is 2021. Moving on. It looks photorealistic in a way, but it also is so painterly. It's gorgeous. Okay. Moving on. Yeah. And also look, there's pale pink in the background on those trees, and I was raving about it. Okay. It's great. This. Look at this. I can't even explain this. It's jacquard weaving, silk and cotton. Look up when you get close to it. This is weaving. Look at that. It actually looks it looks like a Junji Ito horror thing. I can't even talk. This is incredibly impressive. Okay, moving on. Look at that close up. I don't know how they did this. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's anyway, and this is just extremely Canadian. This is like a maple syrup. 1945. Sainte-Anne de Bellevue, Quebec. Old-time sugaring party. Incredibly Canadian. Very well done also. Incredibly well painted. An incredible composition. I took lots of pictures. And this is, of course, one of the most famous Canadian artists. This is Alex Colville. Alex Colville did surrealist realism almost. See, there's no shadows on any of these characters. And there was an art critic that said that his paintings look like something horrible is about to happen at any moment. And it's very true. And I think part of it is because there are no shadows on this, but this is incredible. Even look at the way that the dried grass has been so carefully and specifically rendered, right? It's not just, oh, here's grass, so I'm just going to do upright whatevers, you know? Here's Alex Colville. So this is 1962, called Ocean Limited. Yeah, so here we are. So look, I just took some close-ups of the incredible detail here. Very meticulous. Something else about Alex Colville, you won't be able to tell from these, but they were in some of his other paintings. It's actually, his painting style is actually pointillism, but just extremely subtle pointillism. So you need to go up really close to these canvases, which I didn't do in this case, and you'll see how these things are picked out so methodically. Anyway, also this one is excellent. This is just a bunch of ice, broken up ice, and all the again, meticulous brushstrokes to define shape. I was very fascinated by. Moving on. Okay, 1987, Island in the Ice. Fantastic. I know I'm just kind of plowing through these because Dan is already live, and we should not keep him waiting too long. This is incredible. Photorealistic rendering of a carrot cake cupcake, which I love the colors so much. Barbara Pratt, Russian Tips, 2021. Also, this was a mother-daughter type of thing. So I can't remember which one was the mother and which one was the daughter. That might be the daughter. This might be the mother. Incredible photorealistic, like realism. But look at that silver plate. I can't even stop raving about the, yeah, exactly, Mudbound Dragon. OG pixel art is pointillism for sure. But I can't, okay, Mary Pratt, 1996. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, so I think this is probably the daughter, probably the mother. Just look at the close-up of this plate. And look how it's, when you get close up to it, it's still, like, blurry. But look at the colors. You got blues and oranges and greens on the edge of that reflection. A second account, this is probably a very famous piece of meat painting. Yeah, it's incredible. Oh, and this is a Gustave Doré. This is also very, very, this is like a magic trick. You feel like she's just showing off the reflections. You go, if you could do this, yeah, you would show off, wouldn't you? This is a Gustave Doré. This looks like basically looks like a photograph, kind of. But if you get up close to it, you can actually see Gustave Doré. This is 1860 landscape with the Pyrenees. If you get up close to it, you can just see like the snow that's been the sun is shining on. It's just a bunch of the pink paint that looks like it's just been randomly applied, right? It's just been kind of put on there with a palette knife, and it just like whatever, right? But you get back here and like this looks utterly real in such a convincing way. It's raw, yeah. That was the statement of that piece. I can't remember. Anyway, and what I love is these little deer, this little deer family watching. It's kind of funny. Anyway, next, moving on. This I did buy a souvenir. This is pewter. You can see those gorgeous pewter silver dollars. They actually make these in Mahone Bay in Nova Scotia, and you can see it casts so gorgeously. Pewter is beautiful material that casts gorgeously. I almost bought ginkgo leaf earrings, but I didn't. Actually, what I bought instead was I will show real quick. Oh, that's right. I bought this bangle. This is a pewter bangle. I love its brushed effect, the way it looks. I love this twist in the middle. This is called their infinity bangle. It's very modernist. It's very clean. Yeah, the thing is I often find like I like jewelry, but I got specific taste. Like I like things that are very clean and modern. And I bought this, and it was gorgeous, pewter, and it looks silvery. I don't think it's gonna tarnish. This was $45. I'm not afraid to say that because I feel like it's a good deal. It's hefty, so, and it will wear. There are already scratches on it and everything, but it's one of those things where, as a worn object, it will wear and she'll wear and then age beautifully. And I think I really like that as a philosophy. Okay, moving back. Photoshop, and then this. Okay, moving back. Okay. Yeah, pewter is. Oh yeah, I have actually this booklet here, which I'm not going to change the camera for. But pewter is. It's actually. So this place has been established in like 1974. Pewter is a metal alloy composed primarily of tin, with a hint of copper, bismuth, and silver. So no lead. Tin, bismuth, copper, and silver. So there it is. Oh, did you not? I don't even know what a knock is. It's beautiful. Like it's a beautiful brushed, smooth metal. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, this none of this is a painting. Hey, Pink Bunny Cakes, Happy Crimson Tuesday, and it is a Mobius strip. This is so we actually drove. Well, Matt drove us to Peggy's Cove, which is a very, very famous Nova Scotia location. And on the way, we went to this seafood restaurant that had come highly recommended. We also saw a great blue heron as well. It's very zoomed in. That's why it looks kind of weird. But yeah, that's where it was. It's like a painting. It's gorgeous. Okay. And I had this. I had a lobster roll, because apparently lobster's in season right now. I had lobster roll, coleslaw, and this amazing, incredible seafood chowder. There used to be lead and pewter. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan. I'm so sorry, Dan. We're keeping you waiting, but I'm just gonna try to run through these. And then here we are again. Level 0 NPCs. Matt had the fish and chips, and Alex had what I had, which was the lobster roll and the chowder. It was so good. And then we finished it off with this gingerbread cake, which apparently is like I don't know if it's a Nova Scotia or Haligonian or Maritimes kind of thing, but Matt said it took him right back to his childhood, and it was very tasty. Moving on. Oh yeah, so Peggy's Cove was really dark when we went, and so this is just taken with Matt's camera. We didn't venture out too far or anything like that because we understand that that's very dangerous. Here is a close-up of the bangle. Oh, Joe's here for you. It's actually I've got it's a level 0 NPCs. It's basically like it's a Let's Play channel, but it's basically podcasty. We're not currently playing the Dagger Amon Ra. That's an old link. Yeah, this is fun. Like it looks very infernal, doesn't it? So much of Nova Scotia could be a painting. So here's the bangle. Here's the bangle on my arm. I'm not wearing it right now because I'm just gonna scrape up everything. And then I had this. This was from the same the Filipino bakery place. They also have breakfast, and those are like little Filipino sausages, and I forget what they're called. It starts with an L. And that was a very nice breakfast that I had. We went to an awesome pub that had this incredible steak and Guinness pie. Yeah, early 3D game art. Yeah, it looks very filtered in a way because I think the camera was just struggling, and it was really dark, so it was struggling with that low light condition. Then we went to the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, maybe, and it had the most incredible like boats and stuff. Okay, and this is the Bay of Fundy. This is another one of the reasons that I wanted to go to Halifax. Is I had talked earlier on my stream about going to the Bancroft Jamboree last year, which is in Bancroft, Ontario, and I actually bought. At the time, I bought these zeolites, and what zeolites are all these wonderful little crystals. So this one, and I've shown these all before. Like this one, it says here, this is from Amethyst Cove, Nova Scotia. This piece is stilbite here. This one is chabazite and stilbite, and this was from a place called Wasson's Bluff. And this happens to be, this background here and the other photos that I have are actually from Wasson's Bluff in Parsborough. So this is Chabazette and Hewlandite. These are from this exact place that these pictures are in. And I got a tour, a 4-hour tour where with a hammer and a chisel, we could actually take samples and bring them home. This one is from Horseshoe Cove. But anyway, I bought like a bunch of these things and from this wonderful collector lady called Francoise in Ontario. And I wanted to do this tour. I thought it would be incredible to actually go to the location that I had gotten these samples from back then. And I'm happy to say that I did get to do that. Okay, so this is Bay of Fundy. This is specifically is Wasson's Bluff. Wasson's Bluff is notable for a number of reasons. Like you can see how low the tide is right now. The tide gets high, and that tide gets high really quickly. I wouldn't have gone on this trip if I didn't have a guide with me, because you actually can get stuck out there. Like if the beaches get full of water and you're in like an outcropping area, you can actually get stuck out there until the tides come back down again, which could be like 4 or 5 hours. Yes, all this, is wonderfully low tide. Hey, One-Eyed Freakbot, thank you so much for the raid. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see. What have you been up to? Let's give One-Eyed Freakbot a shout out. Yeah, I'm mowing through this as quickly as possible because I don't want to keep Dan waiting, but at the same time I don't want to like do part 2 of this. One-Eyed Freakbot. Okay. Yes, good to see you. What have you been up to? So this is volcanic rock. This is basalt, and you can see that it's kind of porous, and that's one of the keys to why this is such a great place to find crystals. Did I call their bluff? You rage quit. Devil May Cry 3? I'm assuming that's Devil May Cry. When I see DMC, I think of embroidery floss, but I'm pretty sure you mean Devil May Cry 3. And I'm sorry to hear you rage quit. You can see like this is covered with like all this kind of sea material, and that this is showing you what is covered with water, and it's kind of hard to imagine if you don't see the place with water, and you kind of think it's going to be like this forever, but it's not. Yeah, and Lady Norman says, I was at the Fundy Geological Place at Museum Studies course. It was great. We met our guide Brian in the parking lot of the Fundy Geological Museum. Eating away, a good game to rage quit. I've never played Devil May Cry, unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, you can see this incredible like growths and stuff that indicates, yeah, actually this place is covered with water quite a lot. You can see a lot of seaweed and stuff here. Yeah. So don't think, oh, this is going to be dry all the time. No, this is going to be covered with water and pretty soon. Yeah, you can see the basalt, and you can see that the orange is sandstone. This is Brian. This is the tour guide, and he was incredible. He's a researcher who's published a bunch of papers, and he gives lots of private tours all over the world. Oh, Tika says there's a spot in southern New Brunswick called Reversing Falls. When the tide comes in, the waterfall actually goes the opposite way. I think I've heard of that. Or there's other places where it looks like things are going backwards. Yeah, you can see here where the basalt, the volcanic rock is meeting the sandstone. Oh, that's a very blurry picture. This is the sandstone, which is incredible. This is all in the same area. And you can see the red is indicating a high iron content in the rocks. And even the sand is very orange. Lady Norman says, jogging's is small too. Driver I hired to pick me up there had no idea there was someone so big there, something so big there. Yeah, it's a fascinating area. And there's a lot of fossils and stuff that can be found too. This is so you can see that there's all these I forget what they're called now. But you can see like veins running through these rocks, and then sometimes those veins open up into like deposits, like empty spaces within the rock, and that's a great place to find crystals. And in fact, these white lines are actually crystals that have formed between the volcanic rock. Yes, it's iron that makes it red, Gary Ankelis. And you can even see. You can even see crystals here in the upper left. You can see crystals developing, and those take between thousands to millions of years to develop. And you can see that this very porous volcanic rock is just pocked full of all kinds of crystals. Unfortunately, they're usually pretty fragile, so it's kind of hard to extract them. But yeah, this kind of, it's incredible. It's really incredible. An incredible place. This is just like a rock again, but this is covered with like seaweed and greenery. And more, yeah, here is an example of a little opening. And this is a very geologically active area where there'll be rockfall happening like week to week, which will uncover, more little pockets where crystals can grow and more fossils and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, here's another example of just how it's just full of stuff. Absolutely full of stuff. Yeah, and you can see how porous everything is here. And it's actually really easy to chip away at this stone. It's not like super hard, dense rock or anything like that. And there's kind of an art to it. You have to come into things at the right angle so you don't disturb the crystals too much. And yeah, here is like an inside part where you can see a bunch of these gorgeous crystals have developed over time. And yeah, here's more of the Bay of Fundy. Here's some incredibly green seaweed. All this is going to be covered in water, and you don't want to be stuck. Yeah, here's another example of the dark volcanic rock. There's apparently tons of lava was flowing and flowed into this area and then cooled over time. Any tide pools? I didn't see any tide pools, not in this area. But there must be in this area as well. But anyway, more of this pocking stuff. Iron makes this stuff red. Copper is the green. That beautiful green that you're seeing is copper. There used to be copper mines in Nova Scotia. Incredibly cinematic looking rock, really. But I'm just going to buzz through these. We're already over time. Keep going. Oh yeah, so this is an example of a fault line in the Earth. And this is another reason why this is such an interesting place to study for geology, is when these fault lines create, again, more crevices and more areas where you can see the cross-section of the land. And you can also hopefully get into there, and maybe there are pockets where you can see incredible crystals. Like, yeah, look at this rock. This doesn't even look real. This looks like a fake rock that someone made to look pretty. And yeah, so these islands that you see out there, there's 7 islands, basically. And these are rock that was harder than the rest of the rock that has remained. And that's what those are. And this used to all be, like, kind of a rocky area. That Double Dot, yes, video game rock. It looks ridiculous. It looks like photogenic, like super photogenic rock. Yeah, so it's a gorgeous place, very awesome. Yeah, and then also, we did go to the Fundy Geological Museum after, and it was really cool to, after hearing Brian talk about the rocks and the different kinds of formations you can find, actually seeing, look at that fossil fish. How good is that? And that was found in that area, 5 Islands area. Ancient aliens just said at 500% on that rock. Yeah, rock soup. Incredible. This is fluorite. It has like a square, like a cubic crystal habit some of the time. But yeah, I'm not going to take you through all this. Look, this is just a disgusting trilobite that was huge. I guess it would be the size that would have been. And zeolites. So the zeolites is the stuff that the Bay of Fundy is famous for. Zeolites are a family of microporous crystalline aluminosilicate materials made of silicon, aluminum, and oxygen. And there's a bunch of different kinds of different formations. Clearly fluorite just made in Minecraft. Exactly. That's why I love the crystals and I find them so appealing, is that their shapes are geometrically perfect. Yeah, anyway, keep going. Wasson's Bluff. So this is, talking about Wasson Bluff, which is the area that Brian took us on our tour. Gold. And there is gold in Nova Scotia as well. Yeah, and see, this is really nice because it does see that, rockhounds flock to Parsborough to scour its beaches for minerals and semi-precious stones, which is totally allowed. Like, we weren't doing anything illegal when we came to do this. And here is the Fundy Geological Museum. And here's this delicious salad that I had at the Harborview restaurant, which was recommended by Brian, and it was very delicious. There's scallops, pan-seared scallops, and shrimp. And coconut cream pie, which was also incredible. And, oh, right, okay. So the way that Brian recommended that I transport my samples is bring a roll of paper towel with you and wrap everything up in paper towel. You can see, this is not even all of it. This is embarrassing. Hey, you had Caesar salad tonight? I love Caesar salad. I don't have it that often though. But yeah, here are some of the riches that I have uncovered. And we'll get better looks at this stuff. Oh, this was the butter chicken wrap. That was delicious. And last day when I was there, I went to Scotiabank Center. That's the venue that Sean Paul was playing at. Went up Citadel Hill, which was incredible. Citadel Hill was like an army base, old army base, and is open to the public. I just love the stuff that's growing in between these these bricks and stuff. I took a lot of photos of this, and I'm sorry I didn't even get around to kind of going through. Like, there's a dead wasp on that that rope. Anyway, moving forward, beautiful flowers, etc., etc. This is the inside of the fort. Yeah, you know, I do have a lot of rocks, and it's only gotten worse with time. Like, these are all like look like little hobbit holes, but I think most of them have ammunition in them. It's got a lot of cannons and stuff. Buzz, 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 buzz. There's one of those little doors was open. Yeah, I just love the old timey plaques and stuff. They actually do a firing of a cannon like every day at noon, and so you can see this is the stuff that would have been in those little hobbit holes, right? Stuff. Okay. And yeah, here's after they fired the cannon. Moving on, moving on. Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Codman Iceman. Buzz, 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 buzz. I took a lot of photos. Took a lot of them. I'm sorry. Look how beautiful. That looks like a painting itself. The sky was gorgeous that day. Hey, Fractal Mind Mike, happy Crimson Tuesday. We're just trying to get through these in some measure of speed. Good to see you. What were you up to today? How is dev going? Did you take a break when you released your other game before you dove into the next one? Good to see you. Yeah, and so they had barrels and stuff. This was also really cool to see. And this was I liked because you can see that in the background there, that back wall, like they painted it to look like, like an invasion in like a beach and stuff. So I love this. This is like a little like tableau. And so anyway. Oh yeah, also they had some interesting mushrooms. Look at that cool mushroom. Look how cool that is. So I had to go get the car out of the parkade. But I was late because there were these really cool mushrooms. Oh, no breaks. Okay, maybe a week. Okay, yeah. I took a break. Look at the underside of these mushrooms. I took a break and I went to Halifax for 5 nights, but then I'm tired from my holiday now. Yeah, stream, exactly. It was so cool. Oh yeah, and here's something they had at the airport, which I thought was funny. Just buy a lobster, put it in your carry-on. Why not? Oh yeah, and here's Mr. Darcy, so I can tell he's forgiven me for deserting him. And there he is. What a precious guy. Look at those eyes. Day jobbing is exhausting, yeah. Day jobbing is, yeah. And here's a close-up of some of my treasures that I unwrapped. And there's some close-ups. Yeah, so here are some beautiful crystals you can see. Yeah, here is when they're really zoomed in like this, I'm actually using my loop. And loop is a really good way of getting to really. This is Stillbite. Stillbite, I believe, is the the provincial stone of Nova Scotia. Yeah, Mr. Darcy's gorgeous. So yeah, these are all things that I got collected. Stuff that Brian also found and said, oh, you might like this. Oh, this is Naturalite. I can't remember the names of them, and I'm embarrassed now. But you can see it's like these needle-like crystals. And all this stuff is very delicate too. But yeah, Stillbite and a Nelsine, I think. Oh yeah, I'm particularly proud of this one. This bit of crystal growth. Yeah, it looks like a porcupine. Yeah, so these ones should clean up really well. If you soak them in distilled water and something called super iron out that you can buy at Canadian Tire. So I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, these are just all close-ups of some of this stuff. Oh, and this is a kind of jasper, I think, that doesn't have a name. And actually, Brian, the tour guide, has discovered varieties of, I think is it jasper or agate? It looks like the jasper to me, of jasper, and he got to name them. No, Fractal Mind Mike, sadly no diamonds. No diamonds. But a lot of really cool specimens. Like, look at the close-up of this stuff. And this stuff, so this is, yeah, look how incredibly blue-green, this is copper. This is naturally occurring copper, and I did mention Nova Scotia did have copper mines back in the day. It's incredible to see this natural color in the rocks. And more Stillbite. Yeah, look at this. Look at these gorgeous crystal formations. And this is just a giant agate, like a giant hunk of agate. And Brian said that you can walk along the shore for like 30 years and not find a giant hunk of agate like this. This is going to clean up really nice, he said too, so I got to get on that. Yeah, that blue-green copper color is gorgeous and so gorgeous in real life. It's just, it looks fake, but I love the fact that nature has such incredible color. Yeah, this is going to be a beautiful piece. And more that needle-like stelbite. And this is to show you like how iron rich the land is. This is iron. That's just the way that it's just an iron coloring this rock vividly red. And yeah, and this is an example of, as you know, I mentioned this is that volcanic rock, and then here's when they have cracks in the rock and the crystals kind of form in between, so you get that veining. I think called streamers or something. Anyway, I wanted to take a sample of that too to show what that is. And this is Thompsonite, potentially, which is one of the rarer forms of zeolite. I was very pleased that we discovered that when we were knocking away some of the rock. Hey, Beta Human, happy Crimson Tuesday. You haven't missed much. I'm just about to I've just been showing photos of my vacation in Halifax and my Bay of Fundy, Wasson's Bluff mineral excursion. Yeah, this will when this is cleaned out. So a lot of these are colored by those iron deposits, because as I mentioned, it's so rich in iron. But once you get this iron out stuff, once you soak it in that and some distilled water, it's going to clean these, and they're actually going to come out looking like gorgeously translucent white. Which I'm going to have to do at some point, slowly over time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how those look. And yeah, this is Anelsine, I believe. Gorgeous crystal. And so this one is an example of one of the pockets that was formed in the volcanic rock. And Brian just hammered this whole chunk out for me, and he said, this is going to have something really good in it. You can see it's also like mud and dirt gets inside of these things too. But he just took this whole part and it's like, there's a pocket in here. When you clean this out, it's going to look really nice. Now, I've got a couple of those that he actually pointed out to me and extracted. I'm much looking forward to what it's going to look like in there. And this is a piece of rhyolite, and rhyolite is a very, very hard, like, I guess it's a mixture of rock, different kinds of things, but these will polish up gorgeously. You can make like jewelry and things like that. And what's actually cool, Brian, the tour guide, not only does he do research, but he also cuts gems as well. So he's been cutting these wonderful stones that he's been finding. Gary Ankles says, I can't imagine they get many tourists or they'd soon be out of rocks. There have been tourists coming into this area for the past 200 years. And what happens, I don't know if you were here for this when I mentioned this, Gary, but it's so active in this area because like there's the sandstone and the actual volcanic rock is not super hard, it's kind of crumbly. Stuff is falling down all the time, and it's like revealing new deposits in the rock. It's a really geologically active area. So even when people chip stuff out, there's like so much more that gets revealed every month or every year even. And Brian told us how you can tell if rocks recently fell. And if rocks recently fell, then that might be a good place to see new things that no one had access to before. Yeah, this is a close up of that veining here, and here's just more. Yeah, I did not check luggage on the way there. I had to carry on luggage. But when I came back, I had to check my carry-on luggage because I couldn't lift it up into the overhead compartment, so I just checked it. But anyway, that's all. That's everything. Thank you for your going through all that with me. We're not going to get around to impantifying something, unfortunately, but yeah, just as an example of what we did last stream, we put pants on this trampoline. All right, Dan, you've been patiently waiting, so thank you so much for your patience. We're going to meet up with Dan. We're going to do maybe some work related to maybe his soundtrack or maybe other music. No, well, not the soundtrack, but maybe other music, potentially. So Dan, are you around? Are you live? Is Dan live? If I raid Dan, will something happen? Or will it all be for naught? Next week will be another Crimson Tuesday stream where we will actually get around to actual pixel art next time. We won't be just showing pictures of cats and rocks. We'll be intensifying sprites. We'll be EGA demaking my key arts. And hopefully I would have made some headway into like actually getting the game on GOG, which is going to happen. As I mentioned, if you're just new to stream, I signed everything with them. They signed everything, and we've got a fully signed contract. I just have to get get the assets to go, figure out how to actually upload builds and everything with them. So that's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but hopefully I'll get through all that, and hopefully we will have the game on GOG sooner rather than later. So thank you for your patience. I knew everyone who wanted to get the game on GOG or GOG. You're still alive, Dan. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that you're still alive. And Robot Spacer, oh my goodness, it's wonderful to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Thank you so much for the sub. Let's give a shout out. Robot Spacer, one of my absolute favorite streamers. Has been playing Deja Vu 2, as far as I recall. I don't know if you already finished that one. Yes, oh my gosh, yes. So Seagull, that's another thing that I'm like, I need to get around to watching this. I know Late Blight has been doing a Let's Play of the Crimson Diamond. Oh no, don't, graphics, don't even apologize. Like, I don't expect anyone to know or remember anything, because I don't know or remember anything. But yes, Late Blight has been Let's Playing the game. And Late Blight is someone that I've been following on YouTube for years. And to the point of, there is actually an Easter egg that includes Late Blight as like a tribute to like the YouTubers that I enjoyed back in the day. Nessa Crab is named after her crabbiness, who is no longer a YouTuber, but she was a YouTuber that did a lot of Let's Plays. She Let's Played the Ben Jordan games by Francisco Gonzalez, among others. And I think she might have been even the one to introduce me to Adventure Game Studio games and developers. So she is named after. I asked her if it'd be okay, and she was okay with it. But if you read the newspaper, if you type "read newspaper" at any point, because you start with the newspaper in your inventory, or you open the newspaper, maybe. Anyway, either one of those commands, like it'll show what's inside the newspaper, and it'll describe like some of the stuff. Like there's a Late Blight pesticide ad or something like that, if just as a written description. So he's one of the people that I really respect from early on. And it's really cool. And I haven't gotten around to watching him play any of it, so there's just so much I need to get around to. Oh, okay, nice. You finished Deja Vu last week, so Deja Vu 2 last week, Robot Space. What are you going to be playing this week, potentially? And Mugmaster, her crabbiness is first. You saw Chronos Bequest. Yeah, her Chronos Bequest Let's Play, her crabbiness is legendary. All right, I'm going to set up the stream to raid, but yeah, like next week we're gonna be Let's Playing something. Actually, we'll see if Marnell Thurman is available to have a chat. So hopefully I will have had recovered from the vacation enough to have Marnell on. So we'll have to see about how I'm feeling. But yeah, let's raid up Dan the Band. Dan the Band, if you don't know this, is the musician who created the soundtrack for the Crimson Diamond, which is available now on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and has worked on other games. Has worked on Empire of Sin with Brenda and John Romero. Worked with the Williamses on the Colossal Cave Adventure trailer music, and is currently working with Laurie and Corey Cole for music for their next game. So it's all about that. Ooh, Famicom Detective Club next Tuesday, starting with the recent remake of the first game. Oh my gosh, Famicom Detective Club. That sounds intriguing and merciless, and I'm here for it. Okay, we're gonna raid down. Hey, Steger, happy Crimson Tuesday. No, that's another thing I want to do after like the dust clears from launch, is I do want to do like another Adventure Game Studio tutorial, specifically to do with the text parser, because it's baked into Adventure Game Studio, but not many people use it, and I'm maybe the one who's used it the most. Possibly, even though I'm certainly not an expert, I would like to do a video about that at some point. But let's set this up to raid. I'm so sorry, Dan. It went late. It went late today. If I can figure out how to raid you. Raid Dan the Band. Yeah, we're going to see what Dan's been up to. How the rest of his candidate tour has gone. Because I did see Dan in Toronto. The following week I saw Dan in Halifax. That was kind of fun. Oh. Okay, Mudbound Dragon played Ushiro Nitatsu Shoujo in college. I want to play those. I want to play the other JB Herald games. I have them on my Ambernick. Did that set up to raid? What's happening? Did that do anything? Yeah, Dan, do you have travel food pics? What just happened? Can you not raid on mobile? Mobile? Can I not raid on mobile? Is this not a thing I can do? I have a raid in progress. Okay, I guess it worked. Where's the countdown? I don't know whether I don't know. It's gonna at some point it's gonna go down and I'll awkwardly be interrupted, I guess. But happy Crimson Tuesday! Please follow us over to Dan the Band's channel. He always has fun stuff to show. Dan doesn't even need a channel redemption to show a fun something because he's got lots of fun somethings to show. Yeah, we're gonna ask him about the food on tour and see how the rest of that the Great Canada tour went. Join me there at some unspecified time because I can't even press a button to make the raid happen now. Yes, Mudbound Dragon, thank you so much for the raid. Oh yeah, much well, yeah. Before we go, One-Eyed Freakbot, thank you for the raid. Mudbound Dragon, thank you for the raid. Thank you everyone for the follows and the subs. I'll join you next week for actual pixel arting, and I don't know when I'm gonna raid. When is that happening? Did that already happen? I don't have the iPad today. I feel like I'm flying a little bit uninformed. Have we? Okay, I think we did it. Okay, I'll see you guys over there. Bye.
Okay, there we are. Oh my God, come on. Why is this stupid automatic camera? Anyway, hi everybody. How's it going? I'll try to figure out my, if I can move the camera. I think I can. There we go. Okay, that looks better. What's up, everybody? Happy Crimson Tuesday.
Yay!
Do I have a bunch of food pics? Not exactly. I don't know. Do I? I might. Oh, and let's see. Why is this going on full screen? No, it is. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. You know, we got to figure out this knock. Nice hat. We got to figure out this knock thing because I think if we do it right, it will make it so we don't need to use Zoom anymore.
Are you serious? Okay, I don't know anything about it, and I
don't know either, but we'll test it.
Okay, I'm all for that.
And I'm thinking about doing my own stream maybe on Wednesdays.
Ooh.
And maybe in the middle of the day, because that's pretty much the only time I'm going to be able to do it. It's hard to do it at night. Consistently. It's going to be hard to do it during the day consistently, but
yeah,
I think that'll be at least possible for another couple weeks maybe. So I'm thinking about it. Tomorrow I will not be streaming, but I'll put it up and put it on Twitter or X, whatever, and all these platforms. And anyway, it's just a stream together feature. It's easy enough to set it up. Is it good, Mike? Is it better than it was? Because it used to be really horrible. And I don't know. Everybody hated it. They hated on it. Anyway, thank you everybody who has already bought the game, Crimson Diamond. Thank you everybody who has already bought the soundtrack. I put up a link. I thought I got Nightbot working, but I got the mod controls way too hard, apparently, because Nightbot is modding people I want to be able to chat in my thing. But can you ban Nightbot? You probably can. Right? Let me see. Ban Nightbot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my God.
I'm close to that. We'll see. If it keeps modding people, I'll just ban it until it can figure out what the hell's going on. So anyway, use it all the time. As good as it was. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So Steam and GOG, Julie and I have been talking about trying to get it on there. I don't really know. I got to do more research to see what I need to do to get it on there. What the main issue is, it's not the files, it's the ISRC codes for each individual track, which I don't know if we have to use those on Steam or GOG. There's also a UPC code, so I did it quote unquote officially, so I could track on Billboard, which obviously, you have to sell a lot of copies, which whatever. So it's not gonna chart on Billboard, at least at this point. But I did want to do it just to do it and see what it was like,
Yeah.
see what the
Yeah.
process was. So the GOG process has already been a little bit hairy or time consuming, I should say. Maybe not hairy, time consuming. Um, and I'm not sure what the Steam process is going to be to upload the soundtrack because they need to go together. I don't know how we'll package it, if it'll be a special edition. God only
Mm-hmm.
knows. But for now, it is available on Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing about Bandcamp is um, it's all downloadable, all the files there, high quality file, audio files. I'm not sure what the deal is with Steam as far as audio quality and files and things like that. But yeah. Yeah, Robot Spacer, yes. First of all, thank you for buying the soundtrack and the
Mm-hmm.
game. And yeah, I got a few boxes back here. I actually got 2 Colonel's Bequests now.
Ooh.
And I got a copy from my buddy Kevin who sent me I think it's an Atari copy.
Huh.
Where is it? Yeah, it's in nice
Wow.
shape. Atari ST copy, and it has the pencil and everything. So yeah, this thing's like, it looks brand new.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, all right, send it to me. And he always trades me stuff, so I don't have to spend actual money, which is a good thing. Oh, I think he sent me this. Yeah, this is also for Atari. A copy of Heroes
Wow.
Quest.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is they're both really nice shape. So I don't know, I just take all that stuff. I've gotten actually a whole lot of big boxes, even though I've been out of town in Canada doing all these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. How's the tour been? I
It's
mean, what?
been
How was it?
it was good. It was not as grueling as
Hmm.
the other legs of tours we've done this year.
Mm-hmm.
So far this year we've hit 4 continents, I think. Is that right? 3. 3 or 4. I don't know. I can't even tell you. We've hit Australia, which I missed.
Oh.
I missed Mike, but hopefully we'll be back and we'll do that again, and I'll get to meet up with
Oh. Yeah. I want to do
Fractalman
that.
and
Okay.
Mike.
So wait a second. So when was the Australia tour?
We went in January to at the beginning of February, as I
You
remember.
don't say. Because I was thinking, like, I would love to go to Australia because, yeah, like, we've got so many friends there now. Like, Jess
Yeah.
is in Australia and Mike is in Australia.
And Ben, the artist.
Yes, Ben Chandler's in
Yep.
Australia, Sonneveld and Mzizi, all these people that we know on Twitch that are so cool are also in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. Modern verbs, 4 content. It was Australia. Then we did a U.S. tour for the month of May ish. Then we did a European tour where we got from the UK all the way to Eastern Europe in Romania. I think was as far
Yeah.
east as we got. And then we just did Canada, and we're actually going to the next. Well, actually, we may have 2 more. We may cover all the continents but Antarctica this year, because we have a trip to Kazakhstan coming up. I can't actually pronounce or even read where we're going because it's in Cyrillic. So it's Kazakhstan, I know that. And then we may have in Africa, a couple dates in Africa as well. So I
Oh my
think
God.
Kenya and Tanzania is what I've heard, but I don't know if anything's confirmed or anything
It's
like
so
that yet.
cool.
So Kazakhstan is confirmed though. And that's going to happen in October sometime. So I can't even imagine. It must be freezing there in October, right? Isn't that like,
Kazakhstan?
yeah,
Kazakhstan? I don't know.
I don't know much about it, but I imagine it's probably cold there. Anyway, whatever. So we'll be traveling more this year. My passport, I got to get a new passport. Reminds me I need to get on that because my passport is like shredded. The electric chip that's supposed to work doesn't work. It went through the wash one time.
Maybe we can do this online. Can you
No, you
renew your
can't
passport?
if your e-chip is broken. You have
Oh
to do it. Well,
no.
you can do it. You can send it in still, but I think you have to file like you're filing for a new passport as opposed to renewing it. You can't renew a busted e-chip or whatever they're called, e something. There's some little chip in your passport
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to go through e-gates in certain countries, depending on which country passport you have, one, and
Mm-hmm.
then which country you're going to, two. So if there's like agreements with US and Canada, I
Right.
think you can use the e-reader gates, which sometimes we can use, sometimes we can't use because we're always on work permits or
Mm-hmm.
certificates of sponsorship or visas or whatever. So we have to actually make sure those visas get activated. It's a whole
Mm-hmm.
process and a bit of a headache. Yeah, the Antarctic tour coming soon.
The Australia stuff. So how many? Do you remember vaguely how many tour days you had on that
I
one?
think we were there for 2 or 3 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah. Uh, we were there for a little while. I think maybe two or three, two and a half
Oh.
weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
Oh. And
We
so
went
I
to New
mean,
Zealand as well.
was
And
it
it
a
was
lot of
summer, yep.
it was bus? Was it bus?
No, it was mostly flights as I
Hmm.
remember it. I don't think we had a bus. Mostly flights.
Okay.
New Zealand was really I'm partial to New Zealand in that region of the world. I don't know what it is about that area, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
nice. It's just, and we usually get to drive at least some points in New Zealand. So if you've ever driven across a country, New Zealand is the one to drive across.
Cool.
Yeah. Cities here are like 8 to 10 hours
Mm.
by bus. Yeah, and it depends because it like for whatever reason we had weird routings where we'd fly back and forth across the whole country.
Mm.
And Australia, for those who don't know, most of it is unoccupied outback, right?
Mm.
But it's huge. It's massive. It's like the
Mm.
same size almost as the mainland US.
Mm.
So it still takes you 6 hours to get from one side to the other on a flight.
Mm.
Um, yeah, New Zealand. You drove through on your honeymoon. It's amazing. I mean, that's where they did Lord of the Rings, right? That's
Mm.
where Peter Jackson is from.
Mm.
Um, and you can just tell. You can see it. It's very pastoral. Is that the word?
Mm.
Is that the word I'm looking
Yeah, like
for? I think so.
countryside kind of stuff. Yeah.
Countryside, but like specifically like farming and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Salt Ranger. It looks
Mm.
smaller. It's not small. It's huge. And Jess is there too, right? But
Yeah.
she's way up north as I remember. I
Yes, because
think
I know
that's
she got
right.
me a rock from that area, and I can't remember what it
Yeah.
was called
Yeah,
again.
I'm pretty sure she's way up north. So, yeah, Antarctica, people have actually performed there. Diplo did like a I don't know if he was on the ice or if he just did a concert on a ship,
Hmm.
like a cruise ship or
Hmm.
something. But that was this year or the end of last year that he did that. And then I think it was Metallica who did the first concert on the, not the first, but they did a concert there. Um, but there's not a whole lot of.
No,
It was Metallica. There you go.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, I mean, how many people could possibly have gone to the concert, you know?
I want to say that this. Uh, I learned that from this stream. One of the was it you, Eden Waite, that mentioned it? Maybe somebody mentioned it on stream because I that's how I remember. Seal played Antarctica. I see what you did there. I love
Yeah.
Seal. By the way, his Live in Paris album is
Hmm.
unbelievable. If you've
Hmm.
ever heard that,
Oh.
it's from 2000 something. Um, Let me see. And actually, if you bought the CD, which I have somewhere, it comes with a DVD live of a live performance of the whole show.
Oh.
So it's the CD, but it's also, yeah, Live in Paris. Seal is 2005.
Hmm.
And that was my first, was it my first tour? Yes, my first tour ever. Uh, my friend had the DVD and showed us. I think it was 2007 was my first tour, or six,
So
seven.
your first tour with Sean Paul, you mean?
No, this is before Sean.
Oh, who are you
Yeah,
touring with?
Sean I didn't start with until 2012.
Okay.
So that was 5 years later. My first tour was with a band called Speed of Life. I
Hmm.
don't even think you can find their music on any streaming platforms. Catalyst was the name of the album. Yeah, I can't even. Oh, here it is. This is it. Brooklyn based.
What
He's
kind of
not
what kind of
Brooklyn
music?
based. Okay, it is on Bandcamp. Here, I'll show it. Let's show it off.
Yeah.
This is. Oh, I got to change my resolution. Hold on a second, so you guys can actually see what the hell's going on. Otherwise, there we go. You know, it's funny that the way this thing refreshes,
Mm.
my monitor actually refreshes slower than my capture device, which is so bizarre. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, this is the album. John Zay was the band leader and guitarist and keyboards. He mixed the whole album. He did everything. He was the lead singer and the backing vocals. Taylor is on bass, keyboards on track out. I'm not even credited on here, but I did play on this album. I'm credited on the physical album. I played on a track called Be the One, and I played on a track called, was that it? I can't remember. Maybe Caught Inside? Did I play on Caught Inside?
How did you meet
don't
up with these
remember.
people?
Well, I was working with a rapper in, he was based in Queens, I think, and he knew this guy because this guy engineered his projects. So when he was looking for a keyboardist to go on tour, he called me, and I went over to his place. Ended up playing on this album. We did some Did we do songs from this album?
Can we hear some?
No, I think so. Yeah, we can hear Be the One.
Let's hear the
This
one
is-
where you.
I have like a pretty epic keyboard solo in this song somewhere.
Cool.
But it's like way down in the song. So this is like progressive rock with drum and bass.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll get. I think I take the solo after this. I'll fast forward to that. Yeah, this is definitely my playing. I can hear the keyboard. Hi, Anna. Oh, God. Nightbot's getting kicked. Get off the stage, you bumba. Don't worry, they're banned. Go ahead, Modern Verbs. Anyway, that's the song. It's did I play on Epic Day? I can't remember. It's been a long time. Came out in 2007, so I must have played on it in 2006 sometime.
Huh.
At the end of 2006, I want to say October or something like that. And this guy, Andrew Frawley, the drummer, was extremely important to my career. Just as John Zay was important for me to go on tour. I remember putting my dates for the tour on my MySpace page. If anybody remembers that. I like that, Modern Verbs. Yeah, go
adorable.
ahead.
Yeah.
Nightbot is gone. We eliminated the problem. Anyway, Andrew Frawley was another guy that was instrumental, pun intended, to my career. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident probably 10 years ago. But he was I want to say he was about, I think he was like in his early 40s when I met him, and I would have been 20 something, 25, 24, whatever. And he kind of like really, he was like a mentor almost in a way.
Hmm.
He brought me into other bands after the tour. I ended up going on a tour of Israel with him, um, with another band. So he's kind of, along with Zay, who led the band, was important to my career. And
Hmm.
so I just want to, shout him out, even though he's no longer with us.
Hmm.
There's another guy here, Tobias Ralph. This guy's an unbelievable drummer, currently living, thank God.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, he's an unbelievable drummer who I every once in a while will run across. I played a concert with him, I think earlier this year, at a place called the Bitter End, which is kind of a famous venue in the city. Yeah, what's a MySpace? um, yeah, when you find out what a paladin is. Oh, speaking of Quest for Glory too, I
Hmm.
actually got the Quest for Glory anthology finally. I got a
Ooh.
copy of that live, um, boxed. So I just found a deal on it and jumped on it.
Ooh.
Anyway, let's take a look quickly here. If you weren't aware, oh look at this. What's going on here? That's Dan the band. I don't know who that guy is. The rest of it, most of it that comes up here is me. That's me, and that's a nice picture by Davor.
Hmm.
And this is a nice picture. What was the artist that did this, or did you
Oh,
do?
some
You didn't do
person.
this.
Yeah, some person I hired.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Um.
forget her name.
Oh, okay. And then here's the album, 50 tracks, although some of them are very short.
Hmm.
And this is credits are me
Uh-huh.
and a Roland MT32. That's
Yay!
pretty much it. And to be honest, I think I wrote it in here somewhere. Oh, I wrote it in the thank you letter, which if you buy the album, you get it. But let's see if I can show it off here
I'm
because
not in the credits as someone who like helped, like, I don't know.
well, there really aren't credits to be fair. um, that was the personnel.
Okay.
So let's see if I
Director.
can find this
Muse.
page design. There we go. Okay, community
Yeah,
music
I she doesn't need to be credited as
edit.
the person who made the key art. She's okay.
Let's
She barely does
see.
illustration anymore. She just did it as a favor for me.
Oh, gotcha. Um, I don't know. There's a letter here somewhere. Don't you remember I sent it to you?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
there's a
did.
bonus item. Where is it? You can see the UPC codes there. Add bonus item. Oh, okay, no, it's not there. Maybe it's not, didn't save or something?
Uh-oh.
Well, anyway, I'll be uploading that ASAP because I do want everybody to get the letter. The letter I spent time on. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, it thanks everybody that's a part of the streams, all kinds
Hmm.
of stuff. So, I just appreciate everybody that was here with us doing this stuff. The game was kind of developed at least partially on stream.
Hmm.
The music was developed almost exclusively on
Yeah,
stream.
which is incredible.
I think if I had to guess, the theme was done off the stream
Yes.
before the streams maybe even started,
Yes.
and one of the ragtimes
Yes.
and the Halloween. Did we do the Halloween on stream?
Yeah, we did. So
Okay,
it was
so
only
maybe
really
it's
two
one of the
tracks.
two tracks out of 50
Yeah.
uh, were not on there. And then if you do order the album, not to pitch it again, you should first of all you should buy the game if you haven't already. I assume most of you already have. But yeah, check Gomon Sama and let me know if you got the letter because it should have come with like a PDF, a nice
Mm.
PDF letter, which I don't know what the heck is going on. Maybe I just don't know how to use any of these apps and web apps and whatever. But there is bonus tracks, the Halloween, which is just really the score of
Yeah.
the Halloween animation that we did. That's not part of the game. It's just
Yeah.
the Halloween special kind of thing. But there's this ragtime, which I don't think we ever used. Oh, let me go back to
No, no. Yeah, the ragtime that we didn't compose on stream is the one that you
the.
had
Oops.
made for Brenda and John.
No, that was used. That's this one. That's track 15.
Yeah, but it's not. We didn't do that on stream.
Yes, we did.
We did?
Didn't we?
No, because you had given it to them as a demo
Well,
track.
I only gave them like the first 40 seconds of it or 30
Oh, okay.
seconds
Then we
of
finished
it.
it up on stream potentially.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Well, somebody more clever than me might know.
Oh, it just has a better memory. We could like
Yeah.
check back, but
But this one I don't think made it on.
that's in.
That's in. So then
Yeah,
this
it's
one
like when
didn't
at
make
the
it in.
very at the very start. That one I don't know if I used.
Okay, so that one didn't make it
That
in.
might be that might be one that we didn't use because I'm like I don't know what to do with this.
Some of these did make it in though, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know if all of the I don't know if
Anyway,
all those
these
are
are 7-second bonus tracks, so big time.
Yeah, man.
But overall, the soundtrack, 50 tracks, and does it say the length of time that it is? I don't know. It's like 45 minutes-ish, 44 minutes, something like that. So anyway, that's kind of what I was showing off. Also, this I was just looking at. I'm like considering.
What is this?
This is so this is Yu-Gi-Oh game, but it's a small box, and there's a small box.
Okay.
It's not a big box. I think there's only 3 of them, but they're all. Let's show this off. This is one of them. I only have. Oops. This is the only one I have. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos, Joey the Passion. I never actually played this one.
But I didn't know you played Yu-Gi-Oh.
What?
I didn't know you played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I only played the computer game. I never actually played the card game. But I think there's 3 boxes. There's one for what's the main guy's name? I forget his name. The guy with
I don't know a single thing about
Yugi?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yugi's something. Then there's Kaiba the Revenge, which is the one I was just showing off. This is the one I actually played. This is a really fun game, in my opinion. It's a card,
cool.
Just a card game, but I like this one a lot. And then there's the Yu-Gi-Oh one, which is, I forget. Yu-Gi-Oh PC game. These are Kids Meal. No, those aren't it. Yugi the Destiny, Power of Chaos, Yugi the Destiny. Okay, I think that's it. So this is one of the games, and then this is not a PC game. That's not a PC game. That is Yugi, Power of Chaos, Yugi the Destiny. Yeah, so I need 2 of them, and they did come with they came with cards.
Oh.
So if you can find a sealed one like this, they're gonna be pricey. As you can see, this $280.
So what's the difference in the different games? Are they like variations on the
I'm
same
not actually sure. I think they're pretty much the same game with the same cards and the same, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. So were we gonna show off what did you say before you wanted to do music wise? You wanted to take a look at something, right? Because I have something that I can show off that I actually am working on right now. Although this probably will not make it into any game. This is a little loop that I worked on this morning for Efeo's Adventure. What we're trying to do is, if anybody doesn't know, this is Summer Days at Hero U, Efeo's Adventure, which is the sequel directly to Summer Days at Hero U, Tilly's Tale, but is also kind of like a spin-off of Hero U Rogue to Redemption. So, yeah, anyway, this is the second game. So we're working on a reggae theme.
Ooh, nice.
And, yeah, Paul's music is at the end of the credits of that game. Is it? I know Brandon Bloom did the game. I didn't know Paul did some of it as well. If he did, I have access to the music. I got to take a look at it. Anyway, this is something I'm working on now, but
yes,
this particular plugin has been giving me like headaches. It's really an awesome guitar plugin. Anyway, but it has like some brutal, I'm not going to do it because it's a brutal sound that's like, unless I deactivate it. Oh, you know what I could do? I guess I could print it, and that would hopefully remove the problem. Anyway, you can hear, I'll just play the guitar. And so basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the Hero You theme as a reggae song. So I'll play you guys the full thing, at least what I have so far. And then we'll go from there. Let me play this so it loops. Okay, so that I already noticed something here. So this needs to come out. This needs to come out. Okay, let's try that again. And this probably needs to come out as well. Mute that. Boom. So that's what it's supposed to sound like. It's a reggae track, and we're gonna try to incorporate it as like the main theme of the game, but it'll also be used in some of the promo material. So I want it to be kind of like, if you think of the Crimson Diamond theme, right? I think that's probably by far the most recognizable song from the game. Like you could hear other songs, maybe recognize them, some of the intro stuff, but I mean, other parts of the game, it's not like you hear that over and over again. I mean, even at the beginning of the stream, it's time to probably update my 4-year-old stream intro thing. I tried to get Nightbot working, but here we had to ban him already. Oh, nice. Thanks, Anna. So anyway, yeah, this guitar is cool. It has some like really, like if I boost this signal, it's going to sound really bad. So I'm not going to do it because it's like giving some weird high frequency something. So I'm wondering if I print it, it won't do that. And then what I did in this particular track is I spent a lot of time and focus trying to get the sounds right as far as like the sonic quality of reggae. And believe it or not, I'll play one of the, we'll get a copyright strike for this later. Although I don't know if you're putting these on, I guess you're probably still putting these on your YouTube, right? Okay.
No, it might be just my really awful earbuds that I have today because I forgot my other earbuds, but it sounds really like echoey and reverby.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Okay.
This is one of my reference tracks for the game.
When you're walking down the street, and everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If we could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm.
Yeah, I love this song. It's just so good.
Get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If we can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together
So that's the extended version of the song, and that's the lyric video, because the song is actually the actual intro is only like a minute. So if you watch the show, you're only gonna get, this is the PBS intro. You only get a minute 17, but it's the same thing. And this has the what's her name? This has like the kids talking, and Arthur and his sister, and all the sound effects. There you go. DW, that's her name, right? So you get to see that. But that's Ziggy Marley. That's legit reggae.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of groove, if this is considered rockers. I'm not really sure. It's definitely not one drop. But anyway, that's it. This song is not available on streaming platforms.
Huh.
So you'd have to either buy the physical copy, if you can find it, or play it on YouTube. And that's PBS that puts it up there. And I think BBC has one up there. But that was one of the references. And then I took some more references. I actually am using one of my own records as a reference. But what was it? Chronics.
You worked with a Marley. Was it Ziggy?
Damien. Yeah, but I've played with him a couple times, actually. One time at Shaggy and Friends in Jamaica, and then another time, twice on his cruises.
Nice.
This is not it. Jaleel. I don't know why there's a gun. There's no guns. There we go. Oh, sorry. This is the track. This is Protege and Chronics. So this is kind of the same, similar groove, but this is more minor. So this is a reference. But I like the feel of it, and I like the tempo. And it's obviously, this is one of Protege. I think this is Protege's biggest song, and one of Chronic's biggest songs. And it's recent-ish. I think this is 2012, 14, something like that. Let's say. Let's go to the album. 15. So it's not that long ago. Relative. So that was one of the other references that I had, because I feel like this is programmed drums. There may be percussion in there that's live. I'm not too sure, because unfortunately, Spotify has terrible credits. They don't properly have their credits on there. Bless. Tidal, on the other hand, has better credits, but streaming is a whole another rabbit hole to go down. So anyway, and thanks, Siegel. I was using this track because I was like, well, this kind of has the same vibe. There's some reggae in this. But it's a little, I don't know about the tempo, and it's got more transitions in it than I would like.
It sounds like too fast or something.
It's not really that fast. You'll hear it. It has like a one drop in it and a dance hall section. So this is the one drop. Or whatever. This isn't really one drop. It's a mix of trap and one drop. I'm not sure. I can't even tell you what the song is, and I made the song. So this has the dance hall section here. So what I'm kind of thinking of is something similar for this track. So it'll have like, let's put some of this. Oh, let's see if we can put the
I feel like you played that one before. It's like one of my favorites you've done, I think.
You like that one?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was messing around with the chord
Yes.
progressions because that's really what I'm trying to find here
Yep.
in this track. Because what I could do is take out all the instruments, right? And
Yep.
then that actually sounds better.
That sounds awesome. I really like that already.
I don't know. I'll have to
get
figure it
kicked.
out. The only problem is that's not going to work for Hero U because it's not positive enough, if that makes sense.
I think it's pretty positive.
It's
Like,
positive. I'll get permission from Lori and Corey to play their version of the theme. I'll ask if I'm allowed to play that, because they have a version, and it is much different and much. I was saying that I'll get permission from Lori and Corey to play their version of the theme because Corey actually recorded it on guitar and sang. I didn't even know he had that kind of skill, but he does, and they wrote it, and it's actually pretty cool. I just felt like if I was going to do a reggae version of it, it was going to be quite challenging at their tempo. There's a lot of chord changes in it, so to get like the bang and shuffle, which is like if you want to go into it, like reggae. On Paul is
what
dancehall,
happened?
but he has reggae songs as well, or songs that are one drop songs as well. So like Never Gonna Be the Same by Sean Paul is a one drop song, if that makes sense.
Which one drop?
One drop, okay, so like one drop would be more traditional reggae, like Bob Marley.
Okay.
But let's take Sean Paul for example. Sean, he's a great example, but he's also the most probably the most eclectic example of dancehall because he's got stuff all over the map in terms of styles of music. Like they incorporate dancehall, they incorporate reggaeton in some of the Latin stuff that he's done. They incorporate popular music. I mean, it's not necessarily like strict. It's more of an open format, but it's always dancehall based.
Yes. Which I think
So
which I keep like loving a lot of his tracks is I like the dancehall a lot.
yeah, well, I mean, you look at this, and there's a lot of this. I would say all of these, except for I'm Still in Love, is not. That's not necessarily. I would consider that reggae. So dancehall would be this.
Yep.
This would be like signature dancehall. This is one of the biggest dancehall songs ever, probably. So we all know that, right?
Oh yeah.
But then if you go to this is reggae.
Well, in come the thing them call a broken heart. This blessed love will never part. They don't know it from the start. Me tell them say I'm dirty, yeah. A Sean Paul and Sasha, come sing for them, baby.
Though you make me holler, though you make me sweat, I can't get your tenderness. Still I can't get you off my mind. What is it about you, baby?
I dirty, dirty, dirty love.
So it has this bang and shuffle. Oh, I'm in the wrong key. What the hell key is this song in again? I play it all the time. A minor. A minor. So it has this kind of feel, and it's off the one. Well, whatever.
Yeah, your keyboard camera is like not the
It's
right
frozen.
same keyboard.
Let me see if I can fix I don't know if it's the camera or if it's the fact I'm using a USB extension on it. Anyway, I'll shut it off. But we can still kind of hear the difference. So this song I would consider reggae, but I wouldn't really consider it one drop because it doesn't really have the bass drum, the kick drum happens on the 2 and the 4. And typically like popular music that we're used to, the kick happens on 1 and 3 or some variation of that. I could try to blame the cable, but who knows if that's actually, it's still not working. It shows the keyboard there, but it's static, so I might as well show just a picture at that point. So you can hear the kicks are on 1 and 3. So that would not be one drop. What would be one drop is if we did it like this. Let's see. That is one drop. So you see how I moved the kick to beats 2 and 4, if that makes sense. It's probably not the most, if you don't know music like that, it's probably not the most basic thing. But that's the idea behind one drop. And typically the bass doesn't have to fall on the 1, which usually the bass in the music we typically listen to falls on the 1. And then there's like a lot of little other elements. They call this the bubble. And that's just organ. And then they call this the bang. So that's all on off beats. It's not on the beat. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and or however you're counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, however you want to count it. And I bet you this bass is way too loud. Let's turn it down a little. I don't even know how to use this plugin. I just got
What on
it
earth?
recently. It does all kinds of stuff. I don't know why you'd want orbit motion on a bass.
Yeah, what's that
sub-bass
supposed to
sound.
be?
Well, it does different stuff. Let's I'll show you one of the different sounds. I have too many plugins. That's entirely part of the issue. So if you look here, these are plugins, right?
Okay.
And a lot of these are third party. There's
Right.
some built in, but most of these are third party. And they're all paid for. I did want to say, I don't pirate plugins. I don't pirate software. You can kind of see behind me, I have original copies of most of the games that I want to play. So I don't encourage that. I don't encourage pirating software of any kind. If you want to dress up as a pirate for Halloween, I have no issue with that, though. So anyway, all these are like third-party plugins. Some of them are from the same manufacturer. Some of them are from different manufacturers. So anyway, this one's called Cube. And it's just like the idea behind this plugin, I think, is that it's like a synthesizer, but the sound kind of have this organic feel to it, I guess. So let's see if this oops, wrong thing.
Oh my god.
So you can see how you can just do a lot of damage.
Oh my god.
And there are all kinds of different plugins. And then look, you can see this is the orbit motion. You can turn this off. And I didn't mean to do that. It'll give you like panning. It'll affect all kinds of different stuff. We can probably mess with this too.
That's really cool. I don't
I
understand
don't
it at all,
know.
but it's really cool.
Okay, there we can speed it up. And I bet you we could probably program it to do some different motion if we really. Oh yeah, here we go. Orbits. Okay, so intensity. Okay.
Oh my god.
Offset.
I love it.
Rotation. And I mean, this just gets. Yeah.
Is this helpful?
Well, it's helpful for sound design.
So how?
It's hard to describe. Let's say I want the sound to do something. I want to get the sound out of the way of another sound.
Okay.
I'll do something like that. It probably is easier to hear on something not. We'll save this, and let's go to. I think this is the right project. This is another project I'm working on. The floating orb is mesmerizing. Yeah. I hope not. That's not the best rated Sierra title. Manhunter, what's the one that's really atrocious? Is Codename Iceman?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's really tedious and difficult and
Yes.
has like it has an impossible arcade sequence in it or something like that?
Yeah, I've
love
never
that game.
played it because I've been too afraid to, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people seem to really come up against this submarine battle sequence.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. There's another game too that I've always like enjoyed the look of, but I never played it, which is Gold Rush. Did you ever play Gold Rush?
No, there's another one that terrified me because it's almost okay. There's a couple things. First of all, it does have a reputation for being difficult, but also it kind of has that, but then also like all these travel anxieties that I have anyway that I don't need to entertain in a game.
Was there a timer on that? Nasty gambling sequence in Iceman that you can't save. There you go.
Yeah, Codename Iceman.
Sheesh.
Yes, by the way, I was thinking of you when we started talking about it.
So,
So, do you love this game, Codename Iceman? Do you love Codename Iceman?
who loves it?
Well, Codename Iceman's in the chat. So I kind of wondering how they feel about the game.
I just saw that. Sorry there, Codename Iceman. But yeah, what can we say? We have the knowledge of never played it. Oh, that's funny. Are you named after the Top Gun character?
Oh,
Although that's more of his call sign, right?
yeah, Iceman.
Not a
something.
code name. It's actually related to my own game. Oh, nice.
That's
Is
fantastic.
it called Codename Iceman as well?
Did you make Codename Iceman but never played your own game?
That could be.
I'm just thinking right now of a Top Gun, and like, was Goose's call sign Goose?
Yes.
Because that's like the worst name.
What was his name? His name was in the movie. His name was Tom. No, Tom was Maverick. No, not that's his real name. What was his name in the movie? Tom. I want to say it was Tom something.
His name was Tom in the movie?
No, Goose. His name in the movie
was Goose.
His real name's Anthony Edwards. I can't think of his name in the movie. Canadian Goose.
Because I'm trying to think of like that's just like, you got Maverick and Iceman and then you got Goose. That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. They made a game based on your favorite movie. Oof, a Paul McCartney film? He's not exactly known for his film work.
Give my regards to Broad Street?
Interesting. Anyway, so this is a project that I'm working on now, and this is a project which is going to be geared towards music for ads. So it's in the ad space, marketing space. And I actually have titles. Right now it's called Dreamy Intervals, but that's not going to be what it stays at. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Call signs are usually a bit embarrassing.
Okay. So
another person with a call sign, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, this is going to be a project. I believe I'm going to title this Moonstone.
Yes.
Or Moonstones. I think probably I'll drop the S. I'm not sure yet.
Well, let's hear it though, because I want to hear if it sounds like a Moonstone.
Right. So, this won't be the name of this song. This will be the name of the 4-track project that goes into it. So anyway. This is a slow build. Yeah, so this one, Quest for Glory 5. I've actually never played Quest for Glory 5. Have you played it?
No.
I've played 1 through 4, but I've never played 5. And I've never beat 3 and 4. I've only beat
Oh,
1 and
really?
2. Yeah. I've played plenty of 3 and 4, but I never beat them. 5 I've not played. Although I've heard it's, even though it's like 3D kind of, people still really say that it's a really good game along with
Yeah.
the rest
Yeah.
of the series. I think nobody really has complaints about the series other than there's some bugs in 4. There's bugs in all of them, but 4 was kind of
Yes.
buggy.
The big one.
3, I don't remember if there's any crazy bugs in 3. 2 had some like tedious parts with the streets and stuff until you got to the map, and I actually never realized that was part of the copy protection
Huh.
until way later, because a lot of those games, like, we didn't have a copy of it, but like our friends loaned us the copy, so like they gave us, here, you could play the big box. A lot of the Sierra games I played because of that. Era 47 and 52. Yeah. QFG 5 3D is better than a lot of late 90s games. Yeah, that's true. A copy. I do have a copy of all the games, physical copies of Quest for Glory 1 through 5. I mean, I actually acquired a friend's collection. Kind of a sad story. He was sick for a long time, and he just passed away recently. And he's about my age, in his early 40s, so that was really sad. But he wanted me. I mean, I'd known him for years. We were collecting together for years locally, and he was like, "Hey, dude, do you want just to get the whole collection?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So that was a good thing out of it. But yeah, it's it's I don't know why I have such a sad stream today, but yeah. But yeah, there's a couple things that are annoying in those, in Quest for Glory 4, I think. What I really liked about the game, and I like about the games, is they each had different settings, and they draw on a lot of like cool, to me, like cool folklore, I guess, if that's the best way, or mythology, whatever you want to call it. Like you've got the horror version, Quest for Glory 4. I'm not sure too much about Quest for Glory 5. What did that have? But Quest for Glory 1 had kind of like the typical, medieval kind of forest setting. Quest for Glory 2, obviously the Middle Eastern, Prince of Persia kind of vibes to it. Although, no, it doesn't predate Prince of Persia. Quest for Glory 3 had the African kind of theme for Kana, which is the name of the lore, and actually some of the lore from Hero U
Oh, nice.
comes from their previous lore, which I think is mostly Lori's work, because I believe she's the story. Quest for Glory 5 was Mediterranean.
Okay.
So did it have like an Atlantean kind of thing, an Atlantis kind of vibe, or anything like that? I guess winter, not really. I'm so excited because there's a quick King's Quest 7, yeah. Favorite Quest for Glory 3. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you for sure I took a lot of influence from Quest for Glory just musically, Obviously I don't make games, but there's Atlantis in Quest for Glory 5. Okay, that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, so that I mean, more folklore, mythology, or maybe Atlantis is real. I have no idea. Who knows?
Yeah.
Depends on which podcast you're listening to this week. And maybe it is real, maybe it isn't. I'm not too sure. You can even get to Hades. Okay, so they're Greek and Roman mythology. Yeah, Hades, Hydra. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they really, I mean, Corey and Lori are no slouches. And even today I had a meeting with Transolar, the team, and even today, like just in the small amount of time I was in the meeting, I was like, yeah, wow, like they iterate in a lot of ways the same way I do it with music.
Mm.
And Corey actually mentioned to me today something about, hey, like just play us the sketches even if you don't think they're the right things, just because maybe we'll have ideas that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, all right, cool. So I'll let you guys hear everything, even though I think some of it's garbage. you know. Um, yeah. So yeah. I've actually not played
Mm-hmm.
the Shannara game. Um,
You have it?
I don't think I have it.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever had a copy of that game. Although I did, I think, bid on a sealed copy recently. It just went too expensive. And actually, they said something interesting to me about the Shannara game. They had multiple composers on that game. And they said, unfortunately, they felt like it was a bit disjointed musically because they had multiple composers on the game. But, it's interesting because if you think about game development and, Julia kind of being the ultimate in solo developer, right? Even though, there's people involved, there's other people involved. She's doing the bulk of the heavy lifting for the game, right? Bug fixing, QA, everybody's helping out with that kind of stuff. Hey, not fixing, but finding the bugs.
Yeah, the
QA.
testing's
Yep,
incredible.
the
Yeah.
testing.
Yeah.
And then also the music.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the game, all the other chapters before release, nobody had ever really seen other than the testers.
Yeah.
So this is all on you. And if the game didn't get released, it wouldn't be because of the testers. You know what I mean?
No.
It would have been because it was all on your shoulders. Then you have something like what they call, I guess, double A.
Mm.
I think it was it Ben Prunty who mentioned it? Something about he works for double A studios mostly. He doesn't actually work for triple A studios
What games has
ever.
he
He
worked
did
on?
FTL
Oh,
most
wow.
famously,
Yeah.
and then also Subnautica Below Zero.
Right.
Which, if you listen to those two soundtracks back to back, to me, they're very similar.
Mm.
And I think that's purposeful and intentional and probably at the behest of the developer, as opposed to Ben saying, oh, I want to create something with similar vibes. But you could tell he's using, at least to me, it sounds like he's using similar compositional techniques. Subnautica is has more of a wider palette, I think, than FTL. Or if you played Into the Breach, that's also his game. Same developers as FTL, but he did the soundtrack for Into the Breach as well. Yeah, so he's a guy I'm kind of interested in and have been studying a little bit lately. Along with Jeremy Sewell, that's the obvious one. I'm not going to talk about his personal stuff, but his music, from Morrowind to Skyrim, that evolution is pretty magnificent. Whatever. I don't support any of that other stuff, but musically, it's still worth studying. So anyway, back to this guy. This track here, I don't have a name for. What I did have, let me look at my phone because I think it's in my phone, the names of the other tracks that I had. Let's see. Yeah, so Moonstone is the title. Oh yeah, I do have something like this isn't the right titles, but I think 3 of the 4 are correct. Starfall is one of the titles. I have Solaris written down, but I don't think that was one that I ended up going with. Polygons, which is not really space related, but it's kind of interesting. And then Halo was the last title that I had. So I'm trying to figure out what the best 4 titles are for an EP or a project, 4-track project called Moonstone.
Yeah, like Solaris. When I think of Solaris, I think of the movie, and which
I
had
don't know the
incredible
movie.
music.
What's the movie?
What?
I've never heard of it.
Solaris?
Yeah, I just know it's the sun. It refers to the sun.
No,
right?
no, it's like
Latin
it's a
for,
movie.
No, it's Latin for the sun, isn't it?
Soul? Yeah,
Oh,
probably,
that's
but like,
Sol. Yeah, Solaris. No, it's Latin. Maybe it's Latin for another star or something.
but
I
like
didn't know there
actual
was a movie. Let's look it up.
yeah, Solaris. It's got an incredible soundtrack.
1972 Russian film, Soviet.
Oh no, I was
science
thinking about the
fiction
2002
film.
one.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this.
And when you said that, and then when you said another one, which was also like, and I think Halo, I think
Of
of yeah,
the
like
sun. Solaris means of the sun.
Mm.
Okay, traces back to the Latin word soul.
so
Makes
like you could
sense.
use it. It's not like it's trademarked or anything, probably, but you know,
No,
it's
no,
just-
no, no. Yeah, these are all. I mean, even Halo. Like that's the way I'm
Yeah.
referring to it is in the,
Yeah, of
the
course.
space sense, as
Yeah.
opposed to like the actual
Oh.
floating Halo.
Double dot 237 also said the 1972 also has a great soundtrack. Yeah, I just know
Does
the
it?
Solaris.
I gotta check
The
them out.
recent one has an incredible soundtrack.
Okay,
That's
I
cool that
gotta
they both
check
did.
that out. Polygons is not related, but I felt like it was fitting.
I like that name.
I feel like
It just means like geometric. It's not even like 2D
yeah, it's not there's
sci-fi.
it just means a multi-sided thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Multi-sided, two-dimensional shape.
Is it two-dimensional
Two-dimensional?
or is it
Polygon?
three-dimensional?
I don't know. I was thinking like
We're smarter than this, Julia.
I
We have-
know, it's so
we have
embarrassing.
university educations.
Like okay, hexagon and octagon.
arts.
Yeah, like polygon just many-sided shape. Like it's
Oh,
not-
the
it's-
tesseract. Interesting. I like that a lot.
the fourth dimension.
The tesseract. Unfortunately, I feel like that one right now, with all the MCU stuff, that
Huh.
just pigeonholes it right into MCU, and it's like, oh, because anybody like. At the end of the day, this is going to come. The idea is that this is going to come across someone's desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say, okay, this is interesting. We want to license this for our commercial.
Mhm.
And if they see Tesseract, I mean, granted, obviously, if they listen to it, they listen to it. Maybe that is interesting. I don't know. I like it.
I don't
like
think Tesseract when I think of MCU.
it. You don't?
No, I actually think of like Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. And
Oh, yeah.
and Edaway thinks of something else too. So I don't think I don't know. Maybe they would if they're movie film people. I mean movie TV people. But I don't think that. But I do think
Well,
when I
they're
think Solaris, I
they're
think of movie.
definitely marketing people. So I don't know if they're movie
probably
film
wouldn't-
people necessarily, but they're
Yeah, they probably wouldn't
marketing
connect it
people.
then.
But they are making visuals, video, and the idea is a story.
Yeah, like with Tesseract, like you could the
Okay, so
tracks
let's
you could
go-
name like point
do
and
this.
line and whatever
Let's
shape
go over
and
here. All right,
something.
so
I know.
let's get rid of that, and let's say Moonstone EP titles,
Wait,
and it should show up because I've been using ChatGPT to
oh, I
kinda help
see.
me
So it's
put
going to
this
show up as a
together.
thing. Wow, it's like a thing. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know that it did that.
Yeah. It basically will show me the data that I've input into it.
Oh, weird.
Can you suggest lyrics? Any EP cover? No. The lyrics that this thing comes up with are absolutely garbage.
Of course they are.
Like the images are cool, but they're not. To me, they're not usable as anything more than a reference for somebody to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is kind of what I'm thinking." And actually, today we were talking about it.
Mhm.
Some of the album artwork, because I have to make artwork. I don't know if I have to make individual artwork for each track. I might. But what I was thinking, unfortunately, my copy of this game is not the best. But what I was thinking is Loom, although maybe this part, just kind of like the little halo thing in the middle with the stars, minus the hands, minus the water, the island, obviously the writing, but something in space with some kind of like little halo thingy, and maybe you could make it into a stone that gives you the vibe of the moon or something along those lines, Thanks, Anna. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
So that's kind of like the ideas and inspiration that I was thinking about. Moonstone is a sacred relic from the Gray Star game books. Part of the world of Lone Wolf. I'm pretty sure I read one of those, or played, however you call it, played one of those books as a kid. They're like choose your own adventure, right? But they have like kind of RPG elements to it. Yeah, Loom.
Okay,
I think
incredible.
Loom is probably the best reference for artwork, because I showed you some of the other artwork that was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a generated thing. When I basically said like if you could probably find just a super high resolution image of a gem, and it's gonna be very compelling to just look at.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I'm thinking. And if you look, so here you go. We can change the title here to Tesseract. This new title adds more abstract and multi-dimensional feel to the collection. But now, are we in we're in the right neighborhood, right? With all this stuff. Now
Well,
we
yeah,
got
when I think,
two shapes, right? Or
hmm,
and then we have two that are kind of more Halo, I guess, could be anything. You know, it could
yeah,
be angelic, it could be space related, it could be the
yeah.
game, you know, RPG choose your own adventure. Yeah, I definitely played that as a kid, or read it, however you want to say it.
Like for me, if I heard an album named Tesseract, I would think it's gonna be super
Oh,
spacey
sorry.
type of music.
There we go. It so more fantasy.
Oh no, more sci-fi.
And
Because
that's not
it's like,
really what this is, I would
yeah,
say.
so that's my thing where
I
it's
can
like when
play another track from the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
project.
yeah.
That's this one's pretty close. These two are like the most fleshed out. I have 4 sketches, but or 2 are builds and 2 are sketches. The 2 sketches are not really gonna accurately. Oh, Pro Tools just crashed. Nice. They're not really gonna accurately represent what the project's gonna become. Um, hmm.
I mean, like let's talk about some of the words you've already used to describe it. Like you're like it's slow build kind of. Did you use dream like?
Yeah, see, look, when they do this, this is what I don't like. I don't want to, for the most part, I don't want 2-word things. Because, like, this
Mm.
is just crap. This looks like they just smashed random
Mhm.
stuff together.
Well, that's what happened. Yeah.
Exactly. And it doesn't flow. None of this flows. Although one title I had before was that was 2 of them I had. One was Event Horizon. Oh, which looks like they got that, which is
Which I think
black
is the
hole
movie again.
reference. And then the other one was Aurora Borealis, which
Hmm.
they don't have here. But I Aurora would be an okay one. But Aurora Borealis is kind of, I don't want a 2-word title really.
Hmm.
I want to keep it kind of simpler. So I don't know. Nebula Drift. I mean, that's like, is that like the space version of Fast and the Furious or something? Crap. Lunar Veil. Ugh. Event Horizon is actually a word, so, or a phrase
Yeah,
or
like a
whatever.
term, which is a cool, like it's just like an
Yeah.
astronomy term, I guess, cosmological term.
Aurora City of Lights. That's cool. What's that? I do like Aurora. Just in the, because if we want to keep them one word titles,
Mm.
is Aurora better than Starfall?
Yeah,
It probably is, right?
yeah.
Change Starfall to Aurora. Aurora adds a beautiful atmospheric touch. I don't need your commentary. I just, you know. I mean, I kind of made it a mandate for myself to use AI every day for like at least 20 minutes. I know that probably makes you like throw up a little bit in your mouth.
A
But
little
what I
bit.
but what I think is that it's inevitable that we'll all
Mm.
kind of eventually be using it one way or the other if we haven't already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of times when I've actually used it and not known it, like
Not
in
known.
an app
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. So I just
Like a
want to be
Duolingo, in fact, uses AI for
there
their
you go.
sentences, and I use that all the time. So yeah,
There
I
you
mean, I
go.
can't say that I'm not doing it.
I just want to be comfortable with it. I'm not
Mm.
saying you need to use generative AI to make images and things like that. I'm just saying, you know. Anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Aurora.
not like it's probably a good thing to familiarize yourself with this
That's what I
technology.
feel like. I feel
Yeah,
like,
you've always been that kind of a person.
well, I avoided social media, to be
Mm,
honest. When it first came out, I thought it was a
okay.
joke. And that actually, I think, had a negative overall impact on me career-wise.
Social media did?
Hmm. Because
Why?
I didn't adopt it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. We could go on Sama. I don't know.
Well, it is
Machine
extremely
learning or
research intense.
LLMs, I guess would be the thing that I'm talking about. They're because I think they'll be integrated at some point. They'll be integrated completely into your search engine if they aren't already. Like Google uses Gemini even now. Uses Gemini. If you just type it in on your phone, it'll give you a AI
Mm,
result whether you ask for it or not. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway. Um,
But yeah, is this something that you have to pay for?
yeah, this is a subscription, but there's a free version to use ChatGPT 4.
Mm.
This is a subscription, but to use 3.5, it's free. And then you have access to DALL-E, which is
No, no.
the image generator.
Bleh.
But I think, put it this way:
Mm,
let's say you're the artist, right?
mm,
And I have an idea,
mhm,
but I can't really. I picture it in my head, but
mhm.
obviously I suck at making actual art, like visual art, right? Well, you could do that. You could do that, Edenwaith. Create a moonstone
Oh my
with
God.
a handle
Oh, this feels
or a
dirty.
mustache. And I don't even have to spell stuff right. It's going to figure out. It's going to be crap, but but it will create the image that you want it to create.
Something that, not what you wanted, but
So, yeah, this is not what I want. But the moonstone thing, the stuff I came up with in the image creator, I didn't love. And by the way,
Mhm.
if you start spamming this, it's going to tell you you're creating images too fast. So anyway,
Mm.
but you can kind of make it do whatever you want it to do. And if the idea that I have is like, okay, get something that's close, then bring it to an actual artist and say, hey, what do you think of this? How can we expand on this, or how can we make this better? Because this is can we remove the mustaches? Wait, hold on. Can we add more mustaches?
Oh my God.
And it'll do it for you,
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that, Gomon Sama, but at the same time I'm high. Can you add more mustaches? So yeah, you can get it to do all kinds of absurd stuff that may or may not be helpful, but I would say that, like, it eventually led me to the idea of using the Loom box for whatever for whatever reason. All right, that's enough. That's
yeah.
enough of that. But yeah, that's kind of the Mr. Potato Head with a choice of mustaches. I just think for somebody like me who can't do these things, it's helpful. But I think, people get offended and people get upset about it, and I understand, because, like, if you generate music, that's like, oh, well, you're generating the music. What do you need me for? You know what I mean?
Okay, back. Okay. No, but
I was saying, if you're generating music, it's like, what do you need me for? Why am
well,
I
well, that's
useful?
and to some extent, like that's definitely because I'm also like a freelance illustrator, and Gomez is an illustrator as well.
Right.
And I think,
But I can't get AI to do anything close to what you guys can do.
well, here's the thing: is that this idea where you come up with an idea and you want someone to execute the idea. I mean, that's a whole really fruitful dialogue, and I would even go so far to say, it's like I've talked about this before, like when I look at something like the Colonel's Bequest, and I love the art in that, it's because the artist was given a lot of freedom to do whatever they wanted. Like a lot of
Right.
these games sometimes, well, a lot of the games sometimes, but sometimes with these earlier games, like you would like the developer who wouldn't be an artist would sketch some like, here's a tree and a rock and a river. Like King's Quest 1, I think, was developed like that. Like the developer who,
They just made art.
made
Roberta
made like a
Williams.
stand and then said to give that to an artist, but then you've already pigeonholed the artist into a certain way of thinking or approaching the problem. And the reason I think that Colonel's Bequest is so good is because that didn't happen.
Hmm.
Because
Be interesting to
there's a
ask
dialogue.
Roberta Williams.
Yeah, exactly. She's not an artist, and so she did it. And she's like, okay, I'll give this to an artist or whatever. And then the artist finished it. But then you've already like the composition is almost
Well,
like it's already set.
did her and Ken do the art for Mystery House?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think so. I think so. Um,
Let's look that up.
Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, like if I was doing an illustration and someone commissioned me to do an illustration, part of it is my input. Like part of it is me taking what you've taught, and you don't need to draw. Like part of it is you describing what you want and me taking that and interpreting it, and also like what I'm good at. So I'm going to try to do something that I'm good at as well and bring that to the project as well. But if you bring something that's already kind of fully formed, then that kind of kills all of it.
Right.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I agree.
Rover Sister says Roberta drew it.
Says Roberta drew it.
And
I
yeah,
mean,
I
I'm
mean
not saying that art is amazing, but it's actually revolutionary because this is the
yes.
first graphic
It
adventure.
is. It's completely revolutionary. And I
Yeah.
think it's really good because what it's doing is it's showing you exactly what you need to know. And at this level of like resolution and this level of like a detail you can actually put into it, I think it's excellent. But when we get to something like Colonel's Bequest, or we get to higher resolution games, having the developer give you like a layout and say, this is the layout, and I want you to just make a setting based on this layout. It's like it's already working against the artist in so many ways because you're not giving them the chance to like what's the where's the camera if there was point of view, like what's the point of view, and like how can I make this more interesting, how can I create more depth when it's already kind of put upon you to do
When
it
it's
a
there,
certain
yeah.
way.
I don't even know what this game looks like, to be honest. I just know it's a really desirable title and kind of hard to find. Wizard and the Princess, somebody mentioned, who
Mm-hmm.
Robot Spacer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't even show. Let's see if we can go on Moby Games or something.
And even I would go so far as to say, as the artists who would want to collaborate with you to create a visual solution for your problem, um, and are more motivated to do that, are going to be, I, I think, have maybe be better trained to deliver that for you. And there's someone who is just willing to take something you AI generated and make it like make adjustments. It's not going to be the same type of artist.
True.
So that's another
This is
aspect to it. So
this is
like
the
for sure
game.
for with Gomon, I do agree because I was, an illustrator for a long
This
time,
isn't the
and
right game.
I know that
There you go.
the more freedom and the more like collaboration you have with the artist, that ultimately the better the result will
Oh
be.
yes, I do know this art.
Oh, that's so cool.
You know, this actually reminds me of King's Quest games, later King's Quest games, even though
Mm.
she didn't do the art for those. King's Quest 3 specifically.
And I think that might have something to do with, I don't know if King's Quest 3 had that process of like, I'm pretty sure King's Quest 1 did have that process of sketching the background and then giving it to an artist. I don't know if they did that with King's Quest 3, to be honest with you.
It actually takes place in the King's
Oh,
Quest
wow, I
universe.
didn't know
There you
that.
go. Yeah, because it's Serenia, right? It says her enters in Serenia. Or Serenia, however you
Mm.
pronounce it.
That's so cool. I didn't know that those in the same
Wouldn't it
universe.
be kind of, this is almost like, reminds me of some of those early coloring book kind of things that
Hmm.
they had. The dinosaur, I think it's called Dinosaur Adventure for NES. Dinosaur, Color a Dinosaur. That's what I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
So Color a Dinosaur is an NES game that's actually fairly rare,
Mm.
but that's kind of a
Oh, that's
similar
great.
artwork. Reminds me of, this is like a kid's game where you could color a dinosaur
Hmm.
naturally.
Oh, that's great.
You know what would be interesting to do, because this is like, I guess it would be considered one. This would be considered one. Not this, but the Mystery House would be considered one bit. I don't even know.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's supposed to be black and white, so I guess I'd be kind of considered that way.
I don't even know. But it would be interesting to do like a game like this, like a game jam style
Oh
game,
yeah.
where you could do this really fast now.
Yes.
Given the tools that we have, and you know,
Yes. It was
whatever,
not fast back at the time, that's for sure.
42
But yeah, I
years
mean,
later.
nowadays it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
quick. I would love to do something like that, simple like that.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ribbons of Intention. This is a precursor to King's Quest. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the beginning of Sierra making games. Really, is Mystery House the first one? I think it is. It's the first. No, yeah, it is, right. First game produced by Online Systems would eventually evolve into Sierra.
It's incredible.
And they actually there's a lot of beginnings for people. Like Origin Systems gets their start out of having a game published by Sierra, which is really Escape. Was it Escape from Mount Drash or was it Ultima 1? I think it was Ultima 1.
Ribbons of Intention. Thanks for starting playing the Crimson Diamond.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. King's Quest 0. Yeah, that makes sense. Early graphics tablet where you draw by hand. Ultima 2 was published by Sierra. But also Escape from Mount Drash. Okay, so this game this game caused a lot of problems. One, because we're not actually sure that it ever existed physically. This is the precursor. Akalabeth is the precursor to this, which is the first game that Richard Garriott made. Eventually, fast forward to 2022, I believe, where we kind of discovered this guy faking these games.
Oh, right. I remember
And
that.
so there's like a whole bunch of articles. Unfortunately, oops, let me see if I can call one up. Enrico. Yeah, if we Google him now. Okay, we'll still get his photography page, but I'm sure he's blocked me by now. But if you go to Ars Technica, it's more than $100,000 forgery. But he was forging games. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Like this guy was an actual friend of mine. And until I figured out that he was forging games, obviously me and the rest of the he was forging all kinds of stuff. It's a challenge to find these games. Some of them we don't even know that they existed physically. Like he's the only one who had provenance of them. And then he was taking pictures with the developers. He was friends with Ken Williams. He was friends with Richard Garriott. He was taking pictures with the developers to get provenance faked for these games. So this is really bad. But you can read all about it in these articles. And then you see the members of the BB, they didn't credit us correctly, but that it is what it is. And talks about Joel talks. And then this is Dominic shows off. Yep.
Yeah.
And these are forgeries. So these are like unbelievably rare games. Escape from Mount Drash. We're actually not sure how many copies exist, but I think it's less than 10. And some of these other ones, Akalabeth, Ultima 1. Anyway, that's a bit of a rabbit hole there. Oh yeah, and I wanted to play this other track that crashed my whole Pro Tools.
So it's not just the Roland MT32, because whenever your Pro Tools crashes, I just assume it has something to do with the MT32.
No, it has to do with Pro Tools has been crashing since I started using it 20 years ago, whatever it was. It actually, in fairness, it started as a hardware software kind of combination. So you could only use Pro Tools if you had their hardware, and the cheapest version was 10 grand at the time.
Huh.
And this was in the 90s. And then eventually they came out with Pro Tools LE, and they came out with the M Box, which was like kind of revolutionized. Well, didn't really revolutionize anything except Pro Tools, but that's where they started using the audio interface instead of the sound card. So the sound card is like something you put inside the computer. The audio interface, the modern audio interface now is something that you connect via USB, and it's external.
Oh, I didn't know
or
that.
it could be crazier than that if you but the average person using an audio interface is just going to connect something via USB.
So
I can't really. Sorry, go ahead.
Does it look like a Fisher Price Activity Center? Like, what does it look like?
No.
Like
No.
dials and like sliders and.
Well, I can show you. I have two interfaces here. Two. So I'm using the Behringer Flow 8, which is a lot of streamers like this one.
It does look like a plaything.
It
for,
kind of
like,
does, but it
kids.
depends on which one you get. This is
Mm.
one of them that I'm using. This is more for streaming. This is not really for audio because this is not Behringer's not known for having the most high quality. They're mostly known for being like a budget line.
Mm.
Then I used to use an Apogee Duet, which looks nothing like that. And I use
Oh.
this version, which is the Duet 2.
Oh. That's
Um,
disappointing to look at.
That's what it looks like. Actually, it sounds phenomenally better than that Behringer. It's the best sounding. And
What's
now
it
I'm using
controlling?
Arturia Audio Fuse Studio. I'm using this, so it's
I
more,
assume, yeah, that's what I
more
more
fun.
expected.
It's $999 now. They must have raised the price. I didn't pay anywhere near that. Oh, it has a Bluetooth receiver? Man, see, I don't know my own equipment. This is the problem.
Maybe yours doesn't, and maybe yours is
No,
why
it
yours
does.
was.
It definitely does. 18 in, 20 out. Oh, because of the Firewire interface. So, yeah, this is it. It's got a USB hub built in. It's USB-C powered, needs power. All these It actually has a preamp for a record player if you want to. Oh, can you
Okay.
ban that person?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thanks. Nightbot, where are you, Nightbot? Now that
Yeah,
I
I
banned Nightbot. Thank you. There's the actual one we want to ban. But yeah, I mean, if you Modern Verbs, $9.99 is not crazy. If you start to look at like audio interfaces, yeah, like if we go to Apollo stuff, Thunderbolt, or even some of the more high end stuff, yeah, you can start to see like $29.99. 31.99, and then if I go to like links, let me see if I can find the links. The links is going to be a lot more expensive stuff.
Wow.
$6,000, $7,000.
Okay, so does it sound that much better?
Yes.
Yeah, like what makes it sound better?
A lot
Like
of
just
this
the
though,
components?
when you get to that high quality of audio, oh, they don't sell Lavry. Okay. Let's look at some of their high end stuff. Let's go price high to low. There you go, $35,000 Prism for Pro Tools.
Okay.
18,000. These are what I would say is these are either for, they're not even necessarily for professional music studios. They're for professional like broadcast. So like not broadcast, like film.
Okay.
So this is stuff you'd use when you need to go really super high quality audio and high quality conversion. I mean, I'd love to own something nice like this, but this stuff is just, I mean, I don't think you, the average person, or even me, could hear the difference between the two boxes. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so so in terms of like how is this is separated so much from in terms of quality? It's like the components,
yeah,
like
the components, the manufacturing,
okay.
the way things are wired up.
Okay.
Prism, yeah, Prism is really the top stuff. When I was so for an example, when I was with Sean Paul in the studio, with Benny Blanco, he's a producer. He's now he's an artist, I guess, and he dates Selena Gomez. But yeah, he was using Prism stuff, or there was Prism stuff in the studio we were working out of. So it's just, that was a record plant, which is now closed, by the way. They closed that studio in LA. Yeah, you can go down Ribbons Vintage. You can go down preamp rabbit holes for sure. Like, I'll show you the one that I use. Yeah, I use this preamp, which, funny enough, you're hearing my voice come through this preamp right now. So this preamp is my SM7B microphone. Shure SM7B is going into this preamp, which is then going into this compressor. This one. Yeah, which is then going into this compressor, which is then going into my interface, and then you're hearing the audio out. So, but if I was to sing, which I can't sing, it would sound a lot better. And I could use a different microphone. This is more of a broadcast mic. This is really like for like live TV and stuff like that, or voiceover or things like that. Not so
Okay,
much vocals, like
but
singing.
so you bought it for, but you don't sing, but you bought something that would make you sound good singing.
Not me. No, I was recording
Okay.
other people. So like let's take a look at like what are the Neumann microphones. And if you want if you really want to go, okay, so we can look at, let's go from high to low. You'll probably get a $10,000 mic. Well, this is a whole
Oh, look, it's a whole system.
8,500 for the M49.
Oh,
Eight grand for the M150. U67, $8,000. And the one I would like is probably, yeah, something like this, the U47. It's a $4,000 microphone. I would not want this.
Why?
It's just the older ones are better than the newer ones, from what I
Okay.
hear. I've heard some of the Neumann stuff. Some of it sounds really good. Some of it doesn't, to me. Whatever. Like these 103s, I do not like the way the TLM 103 sounds, but it
Why do
depends
you
on the thing is, you can't buy a one mic solution. Like with microphones,
Okay.
Sakonikow says the preamp is definitely the most important part of the amplification chain. I would actually agree with that. I think it is too. But yeah, you don't need all this crazy stuff. And to be honest, music is made with much worse gear than a lot of this stuff is showing off here. This would be interesting. They make a preamp, and I think now they also make audio interfaces too, which is interesting. Do they make audio interfaces? This is garbage. No, we don't need accessories. They do. Yeah, this is their new audio interface. It's not cheap.
Oh,
And
I like it.
it
It's
doesn't
cute.
look that exciting either.
I think it's adorable. I like
Really?
it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like the weirdness
Do
of
you
like
$1,850 like it?
No, not even close. But I like how the dial overlaps the screen. I think and I just like the putty color. I just think it's cute.
Yeah. So I mean, all my equipment was not intended for streaming. Like,
Okay.
I bought this all for recording. I never
Right.
had any intention of using it for streaming. I never had any intention of streaming or even knew what the hell it was until the pandemic. And
Yeah.
then, that's changed everybody's kind of viewpoint on
Yep.
remote whatever and streaming and all kinds of
Yep.
other things.
And you're like, Julia, we should try streaming. I'm like,
And now you're still like, eh.
yeah. No, I think it's awesome.
Now
I have a
you're practically a Twitch partner, and we're still like, we don't really know how to use this.
No, we don't have no.
It's kind of funny. Surprise, Arthur. Oh, so anyway, this is the other project. So we can take a look at the titles, which we had I think we had Aurora, Tesseract, Polygon, or Polygons, and Halo. So see if this could adapt to any of those.
Whenever I think Halo, I think of that Beyonce song that I don't like.
I love that song.
I know you do, but your guy makes it sound better. We
Ryan
talked
Tedder,
about this.
I think his version is better.
Yeah, his version is better.
Yeah, I like it. Even though he can't sing as well as she can.
No, but that's not the problem or the
Nope.
point. The point is the expression of it and the intention of it.
Well, millions and millions of records sold, so maybe we just don't know.
Well, I know, and Taylor Swift, I know,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Well, Beyonce's a phenomenally better singer than Taylor Swift. Like it's not even in the same planet,
Yeah, like I'm not my problem with
And I
Beyonce
still think Taylor Swift is the greatest artist of
I
our
know.
time.
We don't have to go into this.
But she's not the best singer.
Or the best performer.
Or the best performer. Or the best dancer.
writer,
Or the best writer. Or the best guitar player. She's not the best of anything.
Not even close to
Nope.
any of those things.
Nope.
I understand. I know.
Nope.
I know.
Nope.
Yep.
So would that fit any of those titles?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. I think it fits just about all the titles.
Hmm.
I really like this one. I really like this one.
Thank you.
The other one starts like a bit too slow for me. Like it really takes its time.
It does. It does. I actually got feedback on it today I'm taking a course on this music for anybody that's not aware. I'm taking a course. I still study.
Of course, that's good.
I'm taking a course on this music specific, but it's specific to ads. It's not specific to what they call sync, which includes video games, TV, film, ads. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing one, but I think that's it. This is specific to ads. So video games scoring to picture or scoring to a game is different than this. You can use this stuff, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same process anyway. The process that you would use to do video game music, depending on, I mean, obviously everybody here has pretty much watched, not everybody, but most of you have watched us do this on stream. So the process of doing it for an EGA text parser using a Roland MT32 is pretty specific. And I think the limitation in a lot of people like the limitation. And I think the limitation makes it both easier and more difficult at the same time. So it's like, here's your palette. This is what you're using. They say things like, what do you think of Bob Ross, by the way?
I think he's great. I think he's a wonderful.
I was hoping you would say that. I think he's great too. What I really liked about him is, and I didn't really realize this, but they said he used basically the same paints, the same colors in the same order nearly every time. And he got, whatever he painted, usually some kind of outdoor landscape of some kind. But he painted that with the same colors consistently. And if you think about it, he had the money, the budget to do whatever the hell he wanted. But he said, you know what? This is what I'm good at. This is what I like to do. This is what I'm sticking with. And I can show you how to do something like this.
That's the part that's key for me. That's what I think makes him great. I think, the paintings can be quite formulaic when you get down to it, because as you said, it's a very standard set of techniques and colors that he's doing, composition, subject matter. It's very, very process oriented. But the best thing about him is that what he's done is he's encouraged other people to paint.
Right.
Because of this process that people can familiarize.
Not necessarily because he's an amazing painter.
He might be. Like, I don't know if he did any artwork like outside of that, like this very standard like process of painting.
Right. It doesn't look like that meat painting that you showed off before. It's not that plate of silver platter of meat or whatever it was.
Right. But his greatness is that what he's done is he's encouraged people to, use painting as a way for like stress relief and relaxation, and then maybe a way for them to decide, oh, I've gotten comfortable with this and I want to like try other things on my own. I think that's what
so
the best.
He's like the Taylor Swift of painting.
No, because no one's listening to Taylor Swift being like, I could do that. Like, no one's doing that.
I disagree. I think they all listen to Taylor Swift because they say I can sing along with all her songs.
Oh, sing along with all her songs.
Yes.
But no one's
Beyonce,
saying, like,
people say I can't sing along with them because they're too hard. Taylor, I can sing all of her music.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But not to say that I'm going to become a billionaire singing, songs like this or whatever. Maybe, I'm sure people are, but like not in the same general sense that what Bob Ross has done is make it really accessible to the public. And also the fact he's a really chill dude.
Yeah.
And he's awesome.
He was therapeutic in a way.
Yeah, but the best thing about Taylor Swift is not the fact that, people like listen to her singing and be like, that makes me want to sing. Maybe. Or like, maybe that makes me want to write music.
She's 5. She listens to her and says, I want to be a singer.
Yes. I mean, like 5 is different from like being 18.
Is it? You and I are doing what we probably thought about doing when we were 5.
You're not wrong.
I wanted to play baseball, but other than that, I'm a failed baseball player.
Aww.
You're an actual successful artist that you wanted to be when you were 5. You know what I mean? With this job, you know what I'm saying? Like, say Taylor Swift of painting is Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah, like it's that mass appeal that's very safe and very standard, but it's just the thing you look at. You don't participate in Thomas Kincaid painting beyond just looking at it, as far as I can tell.
I didn't participate in Bob Ross. I never picked up a paintbrush and
No.
said, "Oh, I'm going to try to do." In fact, I didn't at all, but I certainly watched it.
Well, here's the thing: is he's involving you in that process. Even if
Yeah.
you never pick up a paintbrush, you're on that journey with him. So as he's painting that tree from beginning to end, is you're part of that too. You know, so there is a way that you are.
So are we then the modern iteration of a Bob Ross, where we're following in the footsteps of Bob Ross?
I think, I mean, like never to that extent, but I always am encouraging people to try to be creative and do things and offer them options on how to do that. You know, like I
Yeah.
did that panel about indie game developers making their own game art and the different approaches and techniques and
The
you know
one in
even if
Tacoma?
oh no like this one with Chris Delion of Home Team Game Dev. It was me
Oh,
and
okay.
Francisco and Damian Crawford and Freya and Horus who did Road Warden. Road Warden was Horus's
Oh,
first
yes.
game
Yep, I do
he
know
ever
that game.
made. And he taught himself to draw from nothing to that.
It
And he
kind of
was
has
not,
like a Game Boy vibe to it, right? The
yeah,
art.
yeah, he was very smart. He used a limited color palette.
Yeah.
And also what's
I
even
thought it
smarter
looked
is
good though.
it's beautiful. And here's
Yeah.
the thing is he did a lot of things right where he showed his work publicly and like got feedback from
Yeah.
artists and developers. That's what you need to do if you're kind of, you're learning. And that's still something I do, something you do is get feedback from
Yeah.
people, your peers. And also he was very smart about what he did and what he didn't do. Like he wasn't comfortable doing animation. That game has no sprites. That game has no animation in it whatsoever. But no, is anyone noticing? Is anyone complaining? Probably not. But yeah, that this idea of don't let those limitations stop you and actually making it feel like anyone can do it. I think that is the part that I always try to whenever someone watches like my YouTube tutorial about AGS and they say they've wanted to try it or they're trying it. I don't know if I told you this, Dan, but someone said that in their game design or game development like program, their professor like sent them the link to my video and said, watch this
Wow.
for you to get grounded in that engine. And
Wow.
I mean,
An AGS thing?
yeah, I guess. And I mean,
Wow.
or just in general, maybe just in general principles. I don't know. I can't remember the comment, but I was like, that is like, first I want people to like the Crimson Diamond, but of course, this other whole other thing is I want people who were curious about trying to make their own thing, like that process, like, going on that process with Bob Ross, that process is so rewarding. And, if you make it yourself too, I mean, that's a whole other aspect of that. But just being creative and just sharing that with people and getting connected to other people because you're putting something out in the world, that's one of the greatest things you can do as a human being.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because I never thought of it like I've always made music, but most of my music that has been out in the public is me
Mhm.
performing
Oh
music,
yeah.
which is not the same as what you see on this stream. Like generally I'm not performing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm making music, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting here playing songs, taking requests. Well, more or less. Most of the time I'm not doing that. And I don't think I really have that skill set where it's like, I can play to do that, but I usually work with ensembles. I don't work solo. Or if I do work solo, it's only the same, whatever number of songs that I want to play, or every once in a while I'll throw in the Crimson Diamond theme at a cocktail hour in a wedding or something like that, or in a sound check, and if I feel like it.
Wouldn't it be cool if someone was like, I know that song. I really like that game.
Well, now that's possible. When I was doing it back then,
Yeah.
the only people who would have known would have been on the stream. No, the game wasn't
Yeah.
out, but I did a concert where I performed the
Yeah.
song.
I remember it was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they record. Did I record it?
Yeah, you did. I think you did because yeah, it's somewhere.
Huh. I should put that as bonus tracks with the album.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
there
I
you
told
go.
you like
I'm
having a
learning as
rendering
I'm
of it.
learning as this goes along because I
Mhm.
don't, this is my first actual release where I've done it solo. Same with you. This is your first
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
where you've released it, you specifically, not, through a
Hmm.
publisher or through another developer working on
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I would have loved to do this with Empire of Sin,
Mm.
but I don't have the licenses to do that.
Hmm.
The initial budget was part of the deal was, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not something you can just do on your own.
Yeah, and it wasn't all your music either. Like there's other.
No, it wasn't all my music. It was
Yeah.
me, Tommy Buckley, and there was another composer on there. But I think the other composer was somebody who had library music that they used. I'm not too sure.
Mm.
But Tommy Buckley was really did a lot of the heavy lifting for that soundtrack. But I did a lot of music for that. I probably did over an hour of music for that game as well. But that game had a lot more content overall. You know what I mean? That's a
Oh yeah.
huge,
Oh yeah.
huge budget, huge team. There's I don't know how many people between the publishers. It's hundreds of people between the publishers and the developer.
So is it AAA then?
No,
Is it
it's technically
double?
double A.
Okay.
Or I don't even know if technically there is a double A. But it's not it was not considered triple A. I think Paradox is still, as a publisher, considered indie.
Mm.
I'm not sure how that works.
Triple I or whatever they say nowadays.
Yeah. But it's interesting because I think you do get more creative freedom, and I had a ton of creative freedom for Empire of Sin.
Mm.
I would argue that I had more creative freedom with that than with most projects I've done in the past. You know, creative freedom. It's weird because the more you have, the more things can go off the rails really quickly, I think. You know, so it's like a double-edged sword. Some people are like, "Oh my God, I want creative freedom. I want to be able to do this." But other people are like, "Well, you know, the more we do this,
Yep.
the more things can go off the rails quickly because we don't have a specific direction. We don't limit ourselves. Like you limited yourself to 16 colors and a resolution of whatever it was." 300 and change
20 by 200, yeah.
yeah 320 by 200, and I limited myself to whatever it is, 24 voices of polyphony on a single synthesizer module with 127 sounds, with the possibility of using 127 sounds.
Yeah, like usually what tends to happen, at least, you know, with art, and I'm sure in your work as well, is tends to be like, yeah, the idea is the risk is so much higher if you are putting your trust into somebody when you give them more freedom, which tends to mean like those bigger projects that are very, you know, expensive, they want to reduce the amount of risk as much as possible. So that's when you get all these meetings and you get all this incredible detailed information of what it's doing. This is not all the time, but oftentimes what that's going to do is, yeah, it's really going to restrict the expression of that artist.
Yep.
And you're not going to get the best product or the best output from that person because of this whole process that is in place to alleviate or ameliorate the risk that's involved with trusting somebody.
Yep. Well, I actually have, I'm going to see if I can find it, a document that I kind of created, here we go, that I created for Efeo's Adventure. And I can show you guys. I don't think I've ever shown this off. Maybe I did one time before, but I'll show this off now. This is actually I created what's called a brief. And a brief kind of gives you an idea of what you want to do. So Efeo's theme is from Ruba, country in Fricano. So this is the what's it called? The lore that I was talking about. This relates to Quest for Glory series. Corresponds to the Yoruba region of Africa, which I know it's Nigeria, but I'm not sure that Niger is correct in that region. Anyway, Summer Days theme, reggae twist. I put red because I wanted to address that first. Here's some of the themes that I have to do.
Oh wow.
And this is a lot of these words are just what Lori wrote, so I copied and pasted, and yeah, these are all Lori's, and I took the words, you know, highlighted some of the stuff. These are the themes that have to be done. And this is a visual novel, so this is a totally different game, but it has lots of dialogue, and it's all voiceover, or in theory, it's going to be all voiceover. Magical minigame, video sequence, humorous, lighthearted, engaging, magical fantasy. These are all words she either used in this description, or she used to me in one of our meetings. Do have strong progression. Don't be too accurate for the sake of accuracy. I don't have it completed. And then I have some references, and these are actually really cool references for FAO's theme, because this is probably a song that maybe people know, but this is Afrobeats music. This is Nigeria.
Hmm.
I don't think you listen. Yo, listen. I don't think you listen. For me to come out, it must mean
So this kind of feel.
it must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm on your case. For me to come out, it means that I'm not the dog. I want to show you my world.
I'd probably pick another song that people might be more familiar with.
Some people just know they
This
can
is
save
the
hundreds on
same.
car insurance.
This is the same genre.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, this
Check your
ad.
desktop first before sharing your screen.
Yes.
No, it doesn't fit completely.
So
At
check
the
Allstate
beginning,
first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
it kind of has those orchestral elements. Anyway. See, this is pretty famous record.
Okay.
But it's not, I don't think Rema is from Nigeria
Okay.
or the Yoruba region at all, but it's in the same genre of music that is being played now. And then actually Corey gave me this other reference.
Yeah,
Did I
Modern Verbs
close
knows
it?
Thames.
What's that?
Modern Verbs knows Thames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are huge artists now. I mean, this has almost 1 billion views. So this is like, some of these songs you can't avoid. There's another artist called Libyanka, who's from Cameroon. She's Cameroonian descent, but she lives here in America. You may know this one too.
I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days. Did you check on me? Now did you look for me? I walked in the room, eyes are red, and I don't smoke banga. Did you check on me? Did you check on me? Now did you notice me? Nobody will know the paranoia.
This is another big record. Let me see this one more time.
And if you don't know me well, you won't see how buried I am inside my grave. Inside my grave. 'Cause you see people don't really know you. They don't really know you. 'Cause you see people.
Anyway, that's considered Afrobeats also.
Oh, it's so good. It's
And
lovely.
It's what I really like about the music is it's very danceable yet simple at the same time. So you have to be like, what's the right word? You have to be efficient when you're making music like that. So the idea is, in that brief, which I must have closed because I don't see it now. Let me call it back up. Video game brief. Yeah. There we go. Some of the references. Yeah, we also put Peter and the Wolf, if you guys are familiar with that, which is Prokofiev. And the idea behind Peter and the Wolf was the music. It basically told a story, and there was like a verbal story that went along with it, but the actual music told the story. So like
Yes.
each animal was represented by a different instrument or a group of instruments, however they did it. So we were trying to work on to do something similar here with the themes. So maybe we have something that's very similar in style, but it has a specific instrument that lets you know that this is Maria or Percival or Sergei or whoever. And then if you've played the previous game, you'll actually notice that some of them are in the other game. And then also, this is this guy Calvin is a reference throwback to Quest for Glory 3
Yes.
in the market.
Yep.
So the guy that just agreed to whatever price you could pay him,
Yes.
like the lowest amount of money possible, and he
Yes.
would agree to it for meat.
Yes.
I forget his name. Calb wasn't his name? Calb, yeah,
Something like
Calb.
that.
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. So they're referencing a lot of these people, or a lot of these characters in the lore, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and this is probably what I'll be streaming mostly. This and maybe the ads project, the Moonstone project as well. On if I can figure out when to do Wednesday midday, I think.
Yeah.
Wednesday midday Eastern time.
Yeah. Tomorrow?
Probably not tomorrow.
Ah,
Aristar, Bloody Samaritan. Yeah, I don't know that one, but I know the artist. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking at, and
excellent.
Ruba is actually, I think this includes, who am I thinking of? Fela Kuti and Femi Kuti. I believe he's from Nigeria as well. Yes, Nigerian. He's like the most famous Afrobeat, which is a different genre from the 70s. It's like kind of like a jazz fusion. Yeah, American funk and jazz, West African music with American funk and jazz. If you've ever listened to this, it's different. Like look at the name of the songs. And like if you hear the music, let's play one of the Fela songs because it really should be expressed. Let's see. Expensive Shit. Let's play that. So you hear James Brown right away. Well, I do. And this song is 13 minutes. The other one's 14, 40, 12, 25. They're like jams. Let's get to the vocals. There we go.
And I got you for your land. And I got you for your land. Him go bend the edge, him go shit. Him go come out away from him shit. Him shit go be the last way him go like to see. Because
It's different.
It's great.
Definitely different. And
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
I mean, Fela's like a lot of, he's like a musician's favorite musician. You know what I mean? Like a lot of musicians really gravitate towards him. There was actually a Broadway show about him. Anyway, that's more of, like just kind of absorbing that sound and that region. And then also saying, like, hey, can we update this to the more modern stuff, which is the Thames, which is the Aristar, which is the Libyanka, which is all these different artists. And even this is the one that Corey found. This one was pretty cool. Oh yeah, it's right here. This is pretty cool. It's very danceable, very, very simplistic. This has a good feel. Can't tell you what they're saying, but I can tell you that's cool.
It is really good.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't know what they're saying, but I like that. And I like it illustrates the importance of how important melody is versus lyrics. Lyrics are not as important as melody. I don't care what anybody says. Tell me if you think lyrics are as important as melody, tell me what Sean Paul says on his records. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't even know. I know some of it and I can analyze it if I sit there and listen to it, but I really have to like listen hard because I can speak patois, I can understand patois, but it's still challenging for me. It's like you know, like you have to kind of translate it almost in your head. You're like, what did he just say? Oh, I gotcha. And I understand jokes and things like that in patois that might not make sense to the average person that doesn't speak it, but you know, Afrobeat, piano. Yep, that's another another genre that's like based. It's African based. I'm actually not sure. Piano comes from. Where does it come from? Let's look that up really quick before we jump off here, because I think we should find somebody to South African. Okay, Zulu. And if there were a South African reference, if this was specifically South African, I would immediately go to Paul Simon Graceland and Rhythm of the Saints, because the first musician that ever hired me to work, or one of the first musicians, was the guy who played bass on those albums, Bakiti Kumalo, and he's from South Africa. He was one of the guys that Paul Simon went to South Africa, got him, took him out. He would have been completely broke, took him out, got him a visa, got him whatever. He was like a car mechanic or something. He was going to be a car mechanic in South Africa. And then he ends up becoming one of the most famous musicians, you know, out of South Africa of all time. And he was one of the first guys that ever hired me for gigs. I met him right by my school, and he happened to live right by the school. And he's like, hey, he heard me play the piano. He knew I wasn't great, but he was like, I can do something with this kid, you know?
Aw.
So for me, that would have been an ultimate throwback or whatever, inclusion. So anyway, that's, you know, fun trivia. There's a lot of songs I might be able to sing lyrics, but yeah, you know the melody. What's the melody to Star Wars? The theme song.
Oh yeah, well.
What's the lyrics to Star Wars, the theme song? Bill Murray has some from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, do Sean Paul's albums have liner notes? Like, do they
Not
actually
the
put
lyrics? Not as
No?
far as I know. I've never seen it. And you could, but I've never seen it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay, so I think it's about that time.
Yeah.
We got a few people. Oh, let's see if anybody is streaming.
Oh yeah, that's
Diamond.
first. First things
There is
first.
somebody streaming, but does not look like it's in English.
Okay, that might be difficult.
Let's see. Yeah, this looks like it's in Spanish or Portuguese.
You know,
Doesn't
okay,
look like
here's the thing
is
though.
it Spanish? Maybe it is Spanish.
I will say though, if they're playing the game and it's a totally English game.
Yep, we should rate them.
Yeah, because they knew English at some point.
Okay. Yep, that's true. You gotta type.
As far as I know, there's no Portuguese language localization for the Crimson
Games. I think it's Spanish. There's just words
okay,
here
Spanish. Okay,
but no, I don't know. It actually looks like Portuguese. Doesn't look
it says like
Spanish.
PT-BR/EN, which I don't know what those abbreviations
Portuguese.
are. Okay, but
And British
Brazilian
English.
Portuguese, Brazilian English.
Portuguese. There you go.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we go on to this and all the text has been translated into Portuguese. I don't even know what I'd make of that. I think I'd just be impressed.
Yeah, I mean, what else could you be? What else could you be? Raid at she. Do I have to put at?
Yes.
Okay. Shiandu Games.
Yes, thank you everybody for dropping by, for sticking around, for
thank you
hanging
so
out.
much.
So it's
And
good times.
I will say that for sure you can depend on Julia being back next Tuesday.
Yes.
Crimson Tuesday at 8:30ish p.m. probably.
It depends. I don't have my schedule thing with me. Usually it's 8ish unless I have soccer. I have
8-ish?
soccer tonight.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
next
thank
week
you
yet.
guys all for being here, because
Yeah.
it's like that's kind of the reason to do this, you know?
Yes. Codename Iceman. You should give that game a try.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we got to see it. And now that I banned Nightbot, you can put in links and all kinds of stuff. Probably would have banned Anna before for sharing
Yeah,
links.
probably.
So anyway, thank you guys all for being here. And now I can't see how to rate either. I just did the raid, but I can't see. Oh, invalid username. Oh, I spelled it wrong. There, that's why.
Well, that'll
Raid.
happen.
Maybe I don't put the at.
Okay, try that.
I think I spelled his name right. Shiandi Games. Yeah, I think that's right. There we go. Boom.
Oh, okay, then it does work.
All right.
Cool.
There we go. Well, thank you guys all for being
Yeah.
here. And we'll see you. I'll see you probably in a couple weeks, and Julia will see you next week.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Happy Crimson Tuesday.
Raid now.